Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, you could still be doing more to improve your life? The desire to get better is not just about success or achievement. It's about becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable every single day. It starts with small choices, the way you think, the habits you build, and how you respond to challenges. Every decision you make can either move you forward or hold you back, and understanding how to take control of that process is the key to real change. In this video, you'll discover practical steps to take responsibility for your growth, build mental resilience, and create daily habits that push you closer to your goals. You'll learn how to face discomfort without fear, stay disciplined when motivation fades, and turn setbacks into opportunities to grow stronger. This isn't about empty motivation or quick fixes. It's about real, actionable strategies that change how you approach life every day. You'll see how reflection, planning, and purposeful action can completely transform your routine, giving you clarity, focus, and the confidence to keep moving forward. By the end, you'll understand how to take control of your growth, inspire yourself daily, and make steady progress toward the life you want. Every chapter of this guide is designed to help you improve in meaningful ways that stick, and to show you that the power to get better starts with what you do today. Stay with me and you'll learn how to take consistent action, develop resilience, and build the mindset that turns effort into lasting results. This is the path to getting better. Not someday, not maybe, but starting right now. Chapter 1. Take responsibility for your daily personal growth. Taking responsibility for your daily personal growth is the foundation for living a life that is meaningful, empowered, and continuously improving. True growth begins not with external circumstances or other people, but with the conscious choice to own your actions, decisions, and mindset every single day. It requires an unwavering commitment to yourself, a refusal to blame circumstances, and the courage to look honestly at where you are and where you want to be. Personal growth is not something that happens by accident or luck. It is the result of deliberate, consistent action and an honest appraisal of your own life. Every morning presents a new opportunity to decide whether you will take control of your day or allow it to control you. Every choice, every thought, and every action adds up over time. Taking responsibility is about recognizing that no one else is going to do this work for you, and the sooner you embrace that, the faster your life will change for the better. Taking responsibility begins with self-awareness. You must know yourself in a way that is brutally honest, yet compassionate. This means looking at your habits, your attitudes, your strengths, and your weaknesses without judgment. It is easy to notice the external obstacles in your life and feel frustrated. But real growth comes from examining how your own choices have contributed to your current situation. Which habits are holding you back? Which patterns of thinking keep you stuck? Which decisions have you made out of fear or convenience rather than purpose? Answering these questions clearly and honestly is the first step in taking full responsibility for your personal growth. Without self-awareness, action becomes aimless and inconsistent. Self-awareness is like the mirror in which you see not only your reflection, but also the possibilities and potential waiting to be unlocked through your choices. Once self-awareness is in place, the next step is to take ownership of your actions and reactions. Life will always present challenges, setbacks, and unexpected situations. How you respond to these moments determines whether you grow stronger or weaker. Taking responsibility means refusing to blame others, circumstances, or fate for your setbacks. Instead, it means looking at every situation and asking, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? This perspective transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. For example, if a project at work fails, it is easy to blame colleagues or lack of resources. Taking responsibility shifts the focus inward. Did you plan carefully enough? Did you communicate effectively? Did you take the steps necessary to prepare for potential problems? Answering these questions honestly allows you to extract value from every experience and use it as fuel for improvement. Taking responsibility also requires developing the discipline to follow through consistently. Knowing what to do is only half the battle. Implementing those actions daily is where growth truly occurs. Discipline is the bridge between intention and result. It is the quiet, steady force that keeps you moving forward, even when motivation fades or when the results are not immediately visible. To take responsibility for your personal growth, you must build habits and routines that support progress. This might include dedicating time each day to reading, practicing a skill, exercising, journaling, or reflecting on your choices. These actions may seem small, but repeated consistently, they compound into massive improvement over time. Growth is rarely instant. It is the accumulation of countless small responsible actions over weeks, months, and years. Another critical aspect of taking responsibility is accepting accountability for your mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality more than any external circumstance. When you take responsibility for your personal growth, you commit to managing your mind, controlling negative self-talk, and deliberately choosing empowering beliefs. This does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending that life is easy. It means facing reality clearly, acknowledging difficulties, and deciding to respond with constructive thoughts and actions rather than fear, doubt, or blame. Every time you catch yourself complaining, making excuses, or assigning blame, it is a signal that you have an opportunity to strengthen your responsibility. Replacing these habits with intentional, growth-focused thinking gradually rewires your brain for resilience and success. Taking responsibility is also about prioritizing your time and energy. Every day, countless distractions, obligations, and pressures compete for your attention. Without conscious effort, it is easy to drift through life reacting to whatever demands attention in the moment. Taking responsibility means deciding what truly matters to your growth and consistently choosing those priorities over fleeting distractions. This requires courage, focus, and clarity. It might mean saying no to activities, relationships, or habits that do not support your personal development. It means creating a life where your time and energy are invested in actions that align with your long-term goals. By owning these choices, you ensure that every day moves you closer to the person you want to become. Practical application of taking responsibility starts with a daily self-assessment. Each morning, set aside a few minutes to reflect on your intentions for the day. Ask yourself, what will I do today to improve myself? What habits will I reinforce? What challenges will I approach differently? In the evening, review your actions honestly. Where did you succeed in taking responsibility? Where did you fall short? Journaling these reflections creates a feedback loop that helps you track your progress and identify areas for improvement. Over time, this practice strengthens your self-awareness, sharpens your focus, and reinforces the habit of accountability. Another practical step is to identify the areas of your life where you are most likely to avoid responsibility. Is it your health, finances, relationships, or career? Once you pinpoint these areas, commit to taking deliberate action in each. For your health, it might mean planning meals and scheduling exercise rather than waiting for motivation. For your finances, it could involve creating a budget, tracking spending, or learning about investments. For relationships, it might mean having honest conversations and taking initiative to strengthen connections. For your career, it could mean learning new skills, seeking feedback, or volunteering for challenging projects. By focusing on specific areas and taking deliberate action, responsibility becomes tangible and manageable rather than abstract or overwhelming. Taking responsibility also requires embracing discomfort and resisting the urge to avoid challenges. Growth often comes from situations that feel difficult, uncomfortable, or even intimidating. When faced with a tough decision, an uncomfortable conversation, or a demanding task, taking responsibility means leaning in rather than retreating. It means accepting that growth is rarely convenient or easy, but that the long-term rewards are worth the effort. Each time you face discomfort head-on and take constructive action, you strengthen your character, expand your capabilities, and reinforce the habit of personal responsibility. Over time, this mindset transforms challenges into stepping stones rather than obstacles. Developing resilience is a natural outcome of taking responsibility for your personal growth. When you own your actions, mindset, and choices, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. Setbacks become temporary, failures become lessons, and criticism becomes an opportunity to improve. Resilience is not just the ability to endure difficulty, it is the ability to bounce back stronger, wiser, and more capable. By taking responsibility, you cultivate this resilience naturally, because you are constantly engaged in the process of self-improvement rather than passively waiting for change to happen. It is also important to recognize that taking responsibility is a lifelong practice, not a one-time decision. Every day presents new opportunities to strengthen this habit. Some days will feel easier than others, and some days you may fall short. The key is to maintain consistency and to recommit each day. Growth is a marathon, not a sprint. By embracing responsibility as a daily practice, you ensure continuous improvement, steady progress, and the development of a mindset that thrives on learning and growth. One of the most empowering aspects of taking responsibility is the freedom it creates. When you stop blaming others or external circumstances, you reclaim control over your life. You recognize that your growth, happiness, and success are primarily determined by your own actions. This perspective eliminates the feeling of helplessness and replaces it with a sense of agency and empowerment. You are no longer a passive observer in your own life. You are the active creator of your future, and every decision, action, and thought becomes a tool for shaping the person you want to be. To fully embrace responsibility, cultivate a sense of purpose. Growth becomes easier and more meaningful when you have a clear understanding of why you want to improve. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to become? What values do I want to live by? What impact do I want to have on others and the world? When your actions are guided by purpose, taking responsibility becomes not just a duty, but a source of motivation and inspiration. Each step you take feels intentional and aligned with your larger vision for your life. Accountability to others can further reinforce personal responsibility. Sharing your goals and intentions with people you respect can create an additional layer of motivation. When you know someone will ask about your progress or offer guidance, you are more likely to stay committed. However, it is critical to remember that accountability is not a substitute for internal responsibility. The primary driver of growth must always be your own commitment to yourself, not external pressure or expectation. Reflection and mindfulness are also crucial in the practice of taking responsibility. Regularly pause to examine your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Notice where you are reactive, where you are avoiding responsibility, and where you are acting in alignment with your growth. Mindfulness allows you to respond to situations deliberately rather than reacting automatically. This conscious engagement with your life strengthens your ability to take responsibility consistently and effectively. Finally, taking responsibility for your personal growth is not just about achieving success, it is about becoming the best version of yourself. It is about developing the character, habits, and mindset necessary to navigate life with confidence, clarity, and resilience. It is about creating a life where you are in control, making intentional choices, learning from every experience, and continuously moving toward your highest potential. Every action you take, every habit you build, and every decision you make contributes to this growth. By embracing responsibility fully and consistently, you lay the foundation for a life of meaningful achievement, personal satisfaction, and enduring fulfillment. In conclusion, taking responsibility for your daily personal growth is the most empowering decision you can make. It requires self-awareness, ownership of your actions, discipline, focus, resilience, and a commitment to purpose. It demands courage to face discomfort, honesty to examine your choices, and consistency in daily practice. It is a lifelong journey that transforms challenges into opportunities, setbacks into lessons, and ordinary days into stepping stones toward your highest potential. By embracing responsibility, you reclaim control over your life, cultivate a mindset of continuous improvement, and create a foundation for lasting success and fulfillment. Each day is an opportunity to choose growth, to take deliberate action, and to invest in yourself. There is no better time than now to step into full responsibility for your personal growth and begin shaping the life you truly desire. This chapter, taken deeply to heart, equips you with not only understanding but practical guidance. The choice to take responsibility will challenge you, demand discipline, and require consistency, but the rewards are extraordinary. Every small intentional action you take compounds, building momentum and reinforcing the mindset necessary for lifelong improvement. The journey begins with a single conscious decision, and from that moment forward, your life becomes an intentional project you actively design, refine, and improve with every passing day. Personal growth is no longer a vague concept, but a daily practice that shapes your habits, your decisions, and ultimately the person you are becoming. Taking responsibility transforms potential into reality, and reality into a life of deliberate, meaningful, and sustained improvement. Chapter 2. Build habits that strengthen your mental resilience. Building habits that strengthen your mental resilience is one of the most powerful ways to take control of your life and prepare yourself for any challenge that comes your way. Mental resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you cultivate through consistent practices, deliberate effort, and intentional thinking. It allows you to stay grounded under pressure, recover quickly from setbacks, and maintain focus on your goals regardless of circumstances. Developing this type of resilience starts with recognizing that your mind is like a muscle. The more you train it in ways that promote strength, flexibility, and endurance, the better it will perform when life tests you. Every small habit you adopt to strengthen your mental resilience compounds over time, equipping you with the tools to handle stress, uncertainty, and adversity with confidence and clarity. The first step in building mental resilience is to establish routines that promote stability and predictability in your daily life. Consistency provides your mind with a foundation of security, which allows it to handle unexpected events more effectively. Simple practices like setting a fixed wake-up time, planning your day the night before, and creating a structured work or learning schedule help reduce mental fatigue. By removing chaos from your environment and your schedule, you give your mind the clarity it needs to focus, adapt, and respond, rather than react. This structure does not limit creativity or spontaneity. Instead, it strengthens your capacity to navigate challenges with purpose and calmness. Another essential habit is training your mind to focus on what you can control rather than what you cannot. Mental resilience thrives on this principle. Many people waste energy worrying about external events that are beyond their influence, which drains mental strength and clouds judgment. By practicing the habit of distinguishing between controllable and uncontrollable factors, you redirect your energy toward productive action, For example, you cannot control someone else's behavior or decisions, but you can control your response, your attitude, and the effort you put in. Developing this habit involves daily reflection, mindfulness exercises, and regularly asking yourself, is this within my power to change? This conscious habit reduces anxiety, enhances decision-making, and fosters a sense of empowerment. Building resilience also involves cultivating a positive and realistic internal dialogue. The way you speak to yourself shapes your mental endurance and capacity to handle stress. Replace self-doubt, criticism, and fear-based thinking with affirmations, constructive self-talk, and problem-focused thinking. This habit is not about ignoring difficulties. It is about confronting them with a mindset that emphasizes solutions and growth, rather than defeat. Begin by monitoring your thoughts, identifying negative patterns, and consciously reframing them. Over time, this practice strengthens mental flexibility, allowing you to maintain focus and motivation even in high-pressure situations. Exposure to manageable challenges is another critical habit for strengthening mental resilience. Avoiding discomfort may feel safe in the short term, but it prevents growth. Gradually using yourself to challenging situations, new responsibilities, or difficult conversations teaches your mind to adapt and recover quickly. Start with small, controlled challenges and gradually increase their complexity or intensity. This habit helps you develop confidence, problem-solving skills, and emotional endurance. Facing challenges regularly teaches the mind that discomfort is temporary and manageable, which builds a robust foundation for resilience. Physical health habits directly influence mental resilience. Adequate sleep, regular exercise, proper nutrition, and hydration provide the brain with the energy and clarity it needs to withstand stress. When the body is weakened by fatigue or poor health, the mind becomes more vulnerable to negative thoughts, anxiety, and impulsive reactions. Integrating daily movement, balanced meals, and consistent rest into your routine enhances mental endurance and sharpens cognitive function. For example, even moderate exercise like walking, stretching, or short strength sessions can significantly reduce stress hormones while increasing endorphins, which improves mood, focus, and overall mental fortitude. Practicing emotional regulation is another habit that strengthens resilience. Emotional resilience does not mean suppressing feelings. It means responding to emotions with awareness, control, and intentional action. Techniques like deep breathing, journaling, meditation, and structured reflection help you process emotions constructively. By regularly engaging in these practices, you build the ability to stay calm and collected in high-stress situations. This habit also allows you to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively, which preserves mental energy and reinforces a resilient mindset. Learning to embrace failure as a necessary step in growth is an indispensable habit for mental resilience. People who are mentally resilient see setbacks not as defeats, but as opportunities to learn and improve. Each failure carries valuable lessons if you adopt the habit of analyzing what went wrong, identifying actionable adjustments, and applying those insights in the future. This approach transforms obstacles into training grounds for strength, endurance, and resourcefulness. The habit of reflecting on mistakes without self-punishment builds emotional stability and enhances problem-solving skills, which are core components of mental resilience. Creating a habit of daily reflection and gratitude further strengthens the mind. Reflection allows you to examine your day, recognize what worked well, identify what can be improved, and reinforce lessons learned. Gratitude shifts focus from scarcity, frustration, and negativity to abundance, possibility, and progress. Together, these habits develop perspective, emotional balance, and mental toughness. Daily reflection and gratitude foster resilience, by reminding you of your capabilities, your progress, and the resources available to navigate life's challenges. This practice also nurtures patience and long-term thinking, which are essential for sustaining resilience over time. Building mental resilience requires deliberately managing your social environment. The people you interact with regularly influence your mindset and emotional state. Surround yourself with individuals who support growth, challenge you constructively, and model resilience in their own lives. Avoid relationships that perpetuate negativity, victim mentality, or emotional dependency. By making this habit a priority, you create a network of influence that strengthens your mental endurance and reinforces adaptive thinking. Mentors, peers, and friends who exemplify resilience can provide guidance, feedback, and perspective when you face difficult decisions or stressful situations. Another key habit is embracing continuous learning. Mental resilience is fortified when the mind is constantly exposed to new ideas, skills, and perspectives. This habit not only sharpens cognitive function, but also builds confidence in handling unfamiliar or complex situations. Read widely, listen attentively, and practice applying new knowledge. Challenging the mind with diverse information encourages flexibility, problem-solving, and adaptability. A well-trained mind is less likely to panic when confronted with change because it has a foundation of experience, knowledge, and confidence in its capacity to navigate uncertainty. Setting boundaries is a critical habit that supports mental resilience. Overcommitting, overextending, or constantly saying yes to every demand drains mental energy and reduces the ability to respond effectively to challenges. Learning to say no and prioritize your time and energy creates space for reflection, recovery, and strategic action. Boundaries are not selfish, they are essential for maintaining the mental strength necessary to face stresses with clarity and focus. Practicing this habit consistently ensures that your mental resources remain available for what truly matters and allows you to respond to difficult situations with thoughtfulness rather than exhaustion. Visualization and mental rehearsal are practical habits that strengthen resilience by preparing the mind for challenges. Spending time imagining scenarios, practicing responses, and mentally navigating difficult conversations or high-pressure situations equips the mind with familiarity and confidence. This habit reduces fear, increases clarity, and enhances the ability to act decisively when challenges arise. Visualization trains your brain to anticipate obstacles, recognize solutions, and respond calmly, which strengthens both mental and emotional resilience. Incorporating mindfulness into daily life is another habit that promotes resilience. Mindfulness enhances awareness, reduces stress, and improves focus. By training attention on the present moment, you reduce the tendency to ruminate on past mistakes or worry excessively about the future. Daily mindfulness exercises, even if brief, condition the mind to respond rather than react, which is a cornerstone of mental resilience. This habit helps regulate emotions, maintain perspective, and preserve energy for problem-solving and growth. Finally, reinforcing habits with consistency and reflection ensures lasting mental resilience. It is not enough to practice a habit sporadically. Resilience grows when habits are repeated daily and integrated into your lifestyle. Track your progress, adjust practices as needed, and celebrate improvements along the way. The process of deliberate, repeated practice strengthens neural pathways, builds confidence, and solidifies the capacity to endure and thrive under pressure. Consistency transforms intentional actions into automatic responses, allowing resilience to become an inherent quality of your mind. Building habits that strengthen mental resilience is a lifelong commitment that requires patience, self-awareness, and intentional action. By establishing routines, focusing on controllable factors, cultivating constructive thinking, facing challenges, maintaining physical health, regulating emotions, learning from failure, reflecting daily, nurturing supportive relationships, embracing continuous learning, setting boundaries, visualizing success, and practicing mindfulness, you create a foundation for enduring mental strength. Each habit contributes to the development of a mind capable of adapting, recovering, and thriving, regardless of the difficulties encountered. Mental resilience is not a static trait, it is a cultivated skill that grows stronger with every conscious effort. Through consistent, deliberate practice, the mind becomes a tool of clarity, strength, and stability, capable of handling the demands of life with confidence and purpose. Chapter 3. Focus on actions that lead to consistent progress. Focusing on actions that lead to consistent progress is the cornerstone of creating meaningful and lasting change in your life. Progress is not accidental, it is the result of deliberate, purposeful action performed consistently over time. Many people have aspirations, dreams, and ideas, but very few achieve them because they fail to align their daily actions with their long-term goals. The difference between success and stagnation is often measured not by talent, resources, or luck, but by the steady accumulation of small, deliberate steps taken each day. When you learn to focus on actions that matter and execute them reliably, progress becomes inevitable and momentum begins to build naturally. The first step is to define what progress looks like in your life. Without clarity, action can become scattered, ineffective, or overwhelming. Take the time to identify specific outcomes you want to achieve and break them into measurable milestones. For example, if your goal is to improve your fitness, progress might be measured in daily workouts, increased endurance, or achieving certain strength benchmarks. If your goal is to advance in your career, progress could be measured by completing new certifications, expanding your network, or producing consistent quality work. By establishing clear markers for progress, every action you take can be evaluated for its contribution to your overall growth, giving your efforts direction and purpose. Once you understand what progress looks like, the next step is prioritizing actions based on impact. Not all actions contribute equally to growth, and focusing on low-value tasks can consume energy without delivering meaningful results. Identify the few activities that will create the largest impact toward your goals and commit to performing them consistently. This habit ensures that your time and energy are invested where they matter most. For example, instead of spending hours on minor tasks that only create busy work, dedicate focused time to learning skills, producing work, or practicing techniques that directly advance your objectives. High-impact actions drive momentum and amplify results over time. Consistency is critical when focusing on progress-oriented actions. One-time effort rarely produces lasting results, but repeated, sustained action compounds into significant improvement. Daily practice, even in small increments, creates habits that gradually build mastery, confidence, and competence. This requires discipline, planning, and a willingness to show up even when motivation is low. Develop routines that support consistent action, such as setting aside dedicated time each day for focused work, tracking accomplishments, or reviewing progress regularly. Consistency transforms effort into measurable outcomes and reinforces the mindset of intentional growth. Another essential practice is maintaining focus and eliminating distractions. Modern life is filled with interruptions, notifications, and competing priorities that can dilute your energy and attention. Focusing on actions that lead to consistent progress requires protecting your time and attention fiercely. Establish boundaries for work, learning, and personal development, and create an environment that supports concentration. Simple practices like turning off notifications, scheduling uninterrupted work periods, and organizing tasks by priority can dramatically improve productivity. The ability to sustain focus allows you to complete meaningful work, achieve milestones faster, and avoid the trap of fragmented effort. Tracking progress is a powerful habit that reinforces momentum. Without measurement, it is difficult to know whether your actions are effective or if adjustments are necessary. Keep a journal, log tasks, or use digital tools to monitor daily achievements. This habit provides immediate feedback, encourages accountability, and highlights areas for improvement. It also allows you to celebrate small wins, which builds motivation and reinforces the habit of taking purposeful action. Consistent tracking transforms vague effort into tangible results and creates a sense of forward movement that fuels continued progress. Reflection is another key habit in focusing on productive actions. At the end of each day or week, review what you accomplished, what obstacles you encountered, and what can be improved. Honest reflection helps you identify patterns that either support or hinder progress. It allows you to adjust strategies, refine methods, and optimize your approach. This habit ensures that your actions are not only consistent, but also continuously improving, making your effort more effective over time. Reflection also reinforces self-awareness, helping you understand your strengths, weaknesses, and areas of opportunity. Learning to act despite uncertainty is crucial when focusing on progress. Waiting for perfect conditions, ideal circumstances, or complete information often leads to inaction. Consistent progress comes from taking decisive steps, even when the outcome is not guaranteed. Each action provides feedback, informs future decisions, and contributes to momentum. Embracing imperfect action allows you to refine strategies, learn from results, and maintain forward motion. Courage to act regularly is a defining characteristic of those who consistently advance toward their goals. Breaking large goals into manageable steps is an effective habit for sustaining progress. Big objectives can feel overwhelming and paralyzing, which often leads to procrastination. By dividing goals into smaller, achievable actions, you create a roadmap that makes progress tangible and attainable. Each completed step builds confidence, reinforces commitment, and maintains motivation. Focusing on one step at a time prevents distraction, reduces stress, and ensures that effort consistently moves you closer to your desired outcomes. Accountability strengthens focus on progress-oriented actions. Sharing your goals with someone who will provide support, feedback, and occasional challenge encourages discipline and follow-through. External accountability complements internal motivation, creating a dual layer of commitment that reduces the risk of neglecting important actions. Whether through a mentor, colleague, or accountability partner, this habit encourages consistency, reinforces purpose, and keeps your actions aligned with measurable progress. Building a mindset that values progress over perfection is essential. Many people get stuck waiting for ideal results or avoiding mistakes, which prevents meaningful action. Focusing on actions that lead to progress requires accepting that incremental improvement is more important than flawless execution. Each step forward, even if imperfect, contributes to growth and strengthens skills, knowledge, and experience. Developing a mindset that prioritizes consistent movement toward goals rather than flawless results creates resilience, adaptability, and long-term success. Intentional prioritization of effort ensures that daily actions produce results. Not every task deserves equal attention, and spreading energy too thin can stall progress. Identify high-value tasks that align directly with long-term goals and allocate the majority of your effort to them. This habit creates a multiplier effect, where focused, deliberate effort produces disproportionate results compared to scattered activity. Intentional prioritization maximizes efficiency, strengthens discipline, and ensures that every action moves you meaningfully forward. Another practice is using setbacks as opportunities to adjust and improve. Obstacles are inevitable, but progress-oriented action is defined by how you respond to them. Instead of becoming discouraged, analyze what went wrong, identify actionable solutions, and apply those lessons to future actions. This habit strengthens problem-solving skills, builds resilience, and ensures that setbacks contribute to momentum rather than halt it. Viewing challenges as feedback rather than failure encourages persistence and reinforces the habit of forward movement. Taking time to rest strategically supports consistent progress. Physical, mental, and emotional fatigue can erode focus, reduce productivity, and diminish the quality of your actions. Scheduling deliberate periods of rest, recovery, and reflection ensures that you can maintain a high level of performance over time. Strategic rest is not avoidance, it is preparation. By replenishing energy and clarity, you ensure that every action you take is deliberate, effective, and sustainable. Adopting a growth-oriented mindset enhances focus on consistent action. Believing that skills, abilities, and outcomes can improve with effort encourages persistent effort and adaptability. This mindset transforms challenges into learning opportunities and setbacks into lessons. A growth-oriented perspective increases motivation, strengthens perseverance, and amplifies the effectiveness of every action you take toward progress. Finally, cultivating discipline in decision-making reinforces progress-focused actions. Every choice matters, and consistently choosing the actions that align with your goals builds momentum. Avoid decisions driven by impulse, short-term gratification, or distraction. Instead, make choices guided by priorities, long-term objectives, and deliberate planning. This habit strengthens self-control, reinforces commitment, and ensures that your daily actions accumulate into measurable, consistent progress. Focusing on actions that lead to consistent progress is a lifelong practice that combines clarity, prioritization, reflection, discipline, and persistence. By defining meaningful goals, identifying high-impact actions, breaking them into manageable steps, acting consistently, learning from setbacks, managing energy, and maintaining a growth-oriented mindset, progress becomes not just a possibility, but a natural result of your daily choices. Every small, deliberate step compounds into tangible results, momentum builds, and confidence grows. When daily actions are aligned with long-term objectives, success becomes inevitable. Consistent progress is not the product of luck, fleeting motivation, or sudden inspiration. It is the outcome of purposeful, deliberate, and continuous action. By focusing on what matters and committing to execution, you transform intentions into results, obstacles into opportunities, and potential into measurable achievement. The habit of focusing on progress-oriented actions shapes not only what you achieve, but who you become. A disciplined, resilient, and capable person committed to growth, excellence, and continuous improvement. Chapter 4. Prioritize learning skills that improve your life. Prioritizing learning skills that improve your life is one of the most effective ways to take control of your future and elevate every aspect of your personal and professional development. Skills are the tools that allow you to navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and create meaningful results in your life. Without skill, even the best intentions remain unfulfilled, and potential remains untapped. Growth is not simply about wishing for better circumstances or waiting for opportunities to appear. It is about deliberately acquiring abilities that increase your capacity to handle complexity, solve problems, and create value. Every skill you master becomes a lever that multiplies your effectiveness, enhances your confidence, and expands the possibilities available to you. The first step in prioritizing skill acquisition is to identify which abilities will have the greatest impact on your life. This requires honest self-assessment and strategic foresight. Consider the areas in which you face repeated challenges or where improvement could produce disproportionate benefits. For example, enhancing communication skills can improve relationships, professional success, and personal influence simultaneously. Learning time management techniques can reduce stress, increase productivity, and free mental space for creativity. By focusing on high-impact skills, you ensure that the effort you invest yields tangible results, moving your life forward in meaningful ways. Once you identify the skills that matter, creating a structured learning plan is essential. Skill development is most effective when approached deliberately, rather than haphazardly. Outline what you want to learn, establish milestones, and create a timeline for consistent practice. Breaking a skill into smaller components allows for progressive mastery and prevents feeling overwhelmed. For instance, learning a new language can be approached by mastering basic conversation first, then grammar, then advanced vocabulary. Structured learning ensures measurable progress and builds confidence as you witness your improvement over time. Consistency is the cornerstone of skill acquisition. A single attempt at learning will rarely produce significant results, but repeated, intentional practice leads to mastery. Daily or regular engagement with the skill, even in small increments, compounds into long-term competence. Building a habit of consistent learning strengthens mental endurance, reinforces commitment, and increases the likelihood that acquired skills will become second nature. The cumulative effect of focused practice over weeks, months, and years cannot be overstated. It transforms potential into expertise. Another crucial habit is seeking knowledge from multiple sources. Relying on a single book, course, or instructor limits exposure and perspective. Diverse sources provide new approaches, alternative methods, and different viewpoints that deepen understanding. For example, combining practical exercises with theoretical learning or complementing books with tutorials and mentorship accelerates skill acquisition. Exposure to varied sources challenges assumptions, expands problem-solving capacity, and creates adaptability qualities essential for personal and professional growth. Actively applying the skills you learn is equally important. Knowledge without application produces little benefit. Every skill must be tested, practiced, and implemented in real-world situations. Applying skills in practical context reinforces learning, builds confidence, and uncovers areas that require further refinement. For example, learning public speaking is strengthened through actual presentations, learning coding improves with real projects, and leadership skills develop by taking initiative in group settings. Application transforms theoretical knowledge into usable capability. Reflection strengthens skill development by providing insight into performance and areas for improvement. After each practice session or application, evaluate what worked, what didn't, and what adjustments are necessary. Honest reflection prevents repetition of ineffective methods and accelerates mastery. This habit creates a feedback loop that ensures each effort contributes meaningfully to growth. Reflection also fosters self-awareness, helping you understand your learning style, strengths and weaknesses, which can inform more efficient strategies for acquiring future skills. Prioritizing learning also involves maintaining a growth mindset. Believing that abilities can improve with effort encourages persistence in the face of difficulty. Challenges and mistakes become opportunities for improvement, rather than reasons for discouragement. A growth-oriented approach ensures continuous engagement with learning and resilience when progress feels slow. This mindset also promotes curiosity, experimentation, and openness to new methods, all of which enhance the speed and quality of skill acquisition. Time management is essential for prioritizing skill development effectively. Learning requires focus, energy, and uninterrupted attention. Allocate dedicated periods for practice and study, treating them as non-negotiable commitments. Reducing distractions and protecting learning time ensures that skills develop steadily and efficiently. Consistently carving out time communicates to yourself that skill acquisition is a priority, not a sporadic or optional activity. Accountability reinforces commitment to skill development. Sharing your learning goals with a mentor, coach, or peer creates external motivation and encourages consistency. Regular check-ins, progress reports, and constructive feedback help maintain focus and prevent procrastination. Accountability complements internal motivation, ensuring that your learning plan is executed with discipline and reliability. Breaking skills into micro goals enhances focus and reduces overwhelm. Tackling large, complex abilities as a whole can feel intimidating and lead to stagnation. By identifying manageable steps, each session of practice becomes achievable, motivating, and measurable. This habit also allows for incremental mastery and prevents burnout, creating a sense of achievement that fuels sustained engagement. Prioritizing foundational skills before advanced abilities is another effective strategy. Core competencies provide a stable base upon which more complex skills can be built. Strengthening fundamentals ensures that advanced learning is more efficient and effective, reducing the risk of gaps that could hinder overall performance. For example, mastering basic writing skills is essential before attempting advanced storytelling, and learning basic financial literacy is critical before exploring complex investment strategies. Embracing deliberate practice distinguishes effective learners from casual learners. Deliberate practice involves focused, purposeful effort aimed at improvement, often accompanied by immediate feedback and adjustments. Mindless repetition without assessment produces minimal growth. Structured, goal-oriented practice challenges weaknesses, reinforces strengths, and ensures measurable progress over time. Maintaining curiosity fuels the learning process. A curious mindset drives engagement, motivates exploration, and encourages seeking out new knowledge. Curiosity keeps the learning process dynamic and enjoyable, making it easier to persist even during challenging phases. This habit ensures that skill acquisition is not a chore, but an engaging and rewarding pursuit. Adaptability is critical when learning skills that improve your life. The most effective learners are able to adjust methods, approaches, and strategies in response to feedback, changing circumstances, or unexpected obstacles. Flexibility in learning ensures progress continues despite difficulties and accelerates the rate of mastery. Developing this habit strengthens problem-solving, creativity, and the capacity to navigate uncertainty. Prioritizing skills also involves selecting abilities that align with long-term goals. Skills that complement your objectives provide immediate and future value, enhancing both personal and professional opportunities. Strategic selection ensures that time invested produces meaningful outcomes, allowing skill development to serve as a catalyst for broader growth and advancement. Combining complementary skills multiplies their impact. Learning related abilities in parallel or sequence enhances overall competence. For instance, developing critical thinking alongside communication skills amplifies problem solving and influence. Integrating skills creates synergy, increases versatility, and expands the range of situations in which you can excel. Persistence is essential in skill development. Progress is rarely linear. Setbacks, frustration, and plateaus are inevitable. Maintaining consistent effort despite these challenges ensures steady improvement. This habit builds endurance, mental toughness, and confidence in your ability to overcome obstacles while continuing to grow. Finally, celebrating progress reinforces motivation and commitment. Acknowledging milestones, achievements, and incremental improvement strengthens self-belief and encourages sustained effort. Recognition of growth, no matter how small, creates positive reinforcement, making learning habitual and deeply ingrained. Prioritizing learning skills that improve your life is a deliberate practice that requires focus, planning, consistency, application, reflection, and adaptability. By identifying high-impact abilities, creating structured learning plans, applying knowledge in real-world situations, tracking progress, maintaining a growth mindset, and remaining persistent, you create a foundation for continuous improvement. Skills are the building blocks of capability, confidence, and opportunity. The habits of deliberate learning, curiosity, reflection, and application equip you to handle challenges, expand potential, and achieve meaningful success. Every skill you acquire increases your ability to navigate life effectively, solve problems, and create results. Prioritizing skill development transforms effort into competence, potential into performance, and intention into measurable growth. The choices you make today in learning directly shape the person you become, the opportunities you create, and the life you lead. By committing to acquiring and refining skills daily, you ensure that your life moves steadily forward, equipped with the tools, knowledge, and abilities necessary to achieve your highest aspirations. Chapter 5. Challenge yourself to step beyond your comfort zone. Challenging yourself to step beyond your comfort zone is one of the most powerful ways to grow, expand your capabilities, and unlock potential that remains dormant when you stay within familiar limits. Comfort zones feel safe because they are predictable and familiar, but remaining in them limits progress, creativity, and resilience. True growth happens when you intentionally expose yourself to situations that feel unfamiliar, difficult, or even intimidating. Stepping beyond what feels comfortable is not about recklessness or unnecessary risk. It is about deliberately placing yourself in environments that demand adaptation, courage, and effort. Each time you push past fear, uncertainty, or hesitation, you expand the boundaries of what you believe is possible and train your mind and body to handle challenges with confidence. The first step in embracing challenges is developing awareness of where your comfort zone currently lies. This requires honest self-reflection and assessment of your routines, habits, and reactions. Identify situations where you tend to settle, avoid discomfort, or choose the easy path over the productive one. Recognizing these patterns gives you a clear target for growth. For instance, you may notice that you avoid public speaking, refrain from difficult conversations, or resist learning new skills due to fear of failure. Understanding these tendencies allows you to intentionally select challenges that will stretch your abilities and promote meaningful development. Once you identify areas for growth, start with deliberate, manageable steps. Stepping beyond your comfort zone does not require giant leaps immediately. It requires consistent incremental effort. Small actions build confidence and provide practical experience in navigating unfamiliar territory. For example, if public speaking is intimidating, begin by speaking in front of a small group of trusted colleagues or friends before addressing larger audiences. Gradually increasing exposure strengthens courage and builds competence without overwhelming your ability to cope. Incremental challenges also reduce the mental resistance that often prevents people from taking action, making it easier to sustain growth over time. Facing discomfort directly is a critical habit when stepping beyond comfort zones. Avoiding discomfort keeps you stuck, but embracing it creates opportunity. Discomfort often signals that you are on the edge of growth, where learning and adaptation are taking place. By training yourself to approach these moments with curiosity, determination, and openness, You develop resilience, emotional regulation, and mental toughness. Each experience outside your comfort zone reinforces your ability to handle future challenges with greater ease and confidence. Risk assessment is another essential aspect of stepping beyond comfort zones effectively. Not all discomfort is productive, and not all challenges are worth pursuing. Evaluating potential risks, benefits, and outcomes ensures that the challenges you take on are purposeful and aligned with long-term goals. Strategic challenges maximize learning and growth, while minimizing unnecessary harm or setbacks. This disciplined approach allows you to step beyond your comfort zone in ways that expand capability rather than create chaos or defeat. Developing a mindset that welcomes growth is essential for consistently pushing boundaries. Embrace the belief that capability, resilience, and skill are developed through effort, experience, and exposure to challenging situations. A growth-oriented mindset transforms fear into curiosity and obstacles into opportunities. This mindset encourages you to view challenges as experiments, each one providing insight, skill, and confidence. Adopting this perspective reduces the paralysis that comes from fear and increases the likelihood that you will take action even when uncertainty exists. Building a support system enhances the ability to step beyond comfort zones. Surround yourself with people who encourage, guide, and inspire you to take on challenges. Mentors, peers, or friends who model courage and growth provide perspective, feedback, and accountability. Their presence reinforces motivation and helps you navigate setbacks or difficulties that arise when you push limits. Positive influence creates an environment that supports risk-taking, learning, and sustained effort toward personal development. Taking responsibility for results is another key habit. Stepping beyond your comfort zone inevitably involves mistakes, setbacks, or unexpected outcomes. Instead of blaming external factors, view these experiences as opportunities to learn and adjust. This habit strengthens ownership, accountability, and self-efficacy. Recognizing that your actions determine results empowers you to take deliberate, courageous steps and to adapt strategies based on real-world feedback. Each challenge becomes a chance to build skill, confidence, and insight. Visualizing success before engaging in a challenge enhances performance and reduces fear. Mentally rehearsing scenarios, imagining desired outcomes, and preparing responses to potential obstacles increases readiness and confidence. Visualization strengthens mental clarity, decision-making, and emotional control during actual experiences. This practice creates familiarity with uncertainty, allowing you to navigate challenges with intention rather than reaction. Embracing failure as part of the process is crucial when stepping outside comfort zones. Every challenge carries the possibility of not achieving the desired outcome, but failure provides unmatched learning opportunities. Analyzing setbacks, identifying lessons, and applying them to future efforts strengthens skill, resilience, and confidence. Developing the habit of viewing failure as feedback rather than defeat ensures that discomfort becomes a vehicle for growth instead of a source of discouragement. Consistency is key when continually challenging yourself. One-time efforts produce temporary gains, but repeated exposure to difficult situations builds enduring strength, adaptability, and self-confidence. Make challenging experiences a regular part of your growth strategy rather than occasional events. Consistent practice in navigating discomfort trains your mind and body to perform under pressure, respond creatively, and maintain focus in unfamiliar circumstances. Curiosity amplifies the effectiveness of challenges. Approaching difficult situations with a mindset of inquiry and learning rather than avoidance or judgment transforms experiences into opportunities for insight and skill acquisition. Curiosity encourages experimentation, creative problem solving, and engagement, which enhances both the immediate and long-term benefits of stepping beyond comfort zones. Maintaining emotional regulation under stress is another critical habit. Stepping into unfamiliar or difficult situations can trigger fear, anxiety, or frustration. Developing the ability to manage emotions through breathing, focus, and structured response ensures that challenges lead to constructive outcomes. Emotional control reinforces resilience, strengthens decision-making, and allows for sustained effort even when circumstances are uncomfortable or unpredictable. Reflection after challenging experiences maximizes growth. Reviewing what occurred, how you responded, and what could be improved consolidates learning. Reflection identifies strengths to reinforce and weaknesses to address, ensuring that each challenge builds competence and confidence. This habit transforms experiences into structured progress and deepens self-awareness. Taking calculated risks encourages boldness and innovation. Stepping beyond comfort zones often requires decisions with uncertain outcomes. Evaluating risks carefully, preparing adequately, and acting decisively fosters courage and strategic thinking. Over time, this habit expands your capacity for responsibility, creativity, and achievement, reinforcing the value of stepping beyond familiar limits. Incremental exposure to progressively difficult challenges strengthens adaptation. Gradually increasing complexity or intensity of challenges allows skills, confidence, and resilience to develop steadily. This approach minimizes overwhelm while maintaining momentum and encourages continuous growth. Over time, incremental challenges compound into significant capability expansion and expanded personal limits. Prioritizing challenges that align with long-term goals ensures that effort invested outside your comfort zone produces meaningful results. Random or irrelevant risks may provide temporary excitement, but little lasting benefit. Selecting challenges strategically maximizes impact, reinforces purpose, and ensures that each step beyond comfort contributes to the trajectory of growth you desire. Accountability reinforces the habit of taking on challenges. Sharing goals and progress with a mentor, peer, or supportive network encourages follow-through and persistence. External accountability reduces hesitation, provides feedback, and strengthens commitment to stepping beyond comfort zones. Finally, cultivating courage as a daily practice transforms discomfort into opportunity. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Developing this habit through consistent challenges creates mental toughness, confidence, and adaptability. Courage allows you to face uncertainty, embrace growth, and continually expand the boundaries of what is possible in your life. Challenging yourself to step beyond your comfort zone is a deliberate, ongoing practice that builds resilience, skill, and confidence. By understanding your current limits, taking incremental risks, embracing discomfort, reflecting on experiences, maintaining emotional control, and committing to consistent effort, you create a life defined by growth and achievement. Each challenge faced and each boundary crossed strengthens your capacity to handle complexity, pursue ambitious goals, and create meaningful results. Stepping beyond the familiar is not just an occasional act, it is a mindset, a habit, and a lifestyle that transforms potential into reality, fear into courage, and hesitation into purposeful action. Chapter 6. Develop discipline to follow through on your goals. Developing discipline to follow through on your goals is one of the most important skills you can cultivate for lasting success and personal growth. Discipline is what turns intentions into results, ideas into achievements, and potential into reality. Without it, motivation alone is fleeting, inconsistent, and unreliable. Goals can be ambitious, exciting, and inspiring, but without the ability to consistently act, they remain dreams. Discipline is the bridge between vision and action, providing structure, focus, and persistence that ensures you keep moving forward even when challenges arise or motivation wanes. The first step in building discipline is clarity about your goals. Knowing exactly what you want to achieve and why it matters creates the foundation for action. Clear goals provide direction, making it easier to determine which daily actions are necessary. Without specificity, effort can be scattered, and consistency becomes difficult to maintain. Writing down goals, breaking them into measurable steps, and defining what success looks like are practical ways to create a roadmap for disciplined action. Clarity also strengthens commitment, as you can visualize tangible outcomes that keep you accountable to yourself. Consistency is at the core of discipline. Achieving goals is rarely about extraordinary effort in short bursts. It is about steady, reliable action over time. Habits and routines create consistency, allowing your efforts to become automatic and reducing reliance on fluctuating motivation. Designing daily schedules, setting fixed times for work or practice, and creating checkpoints for progress ensures that discipline becomes a natural part of life rather than a temporary effort. Small repeated actions compound into significant results, demonstrating the power of sustained effort. Self-control is another essential component of discipline. Following through on goals often requires delaying gratification, resisting distractions, and making choices aligned with long-term objectives. Practicing self-control strengthens focus and builds confidence in your ability to manage impulses. Techniques such as removing temptations, creating accountability systems, and prioritizing high-value actions enhance your ability to stay committed to what matters most. Every decision you make in alignment with your goals reinforces the habit of disciplined action. Breaking goals into actionable steps makes discipline manageable and realistic. Large ambitions can feel overwhelming, and attempting to achieve everything at once often leads to procrastination or burnout. Dividing objectives into smaller, concrete actions allows you to maintain momentum and measure progress. Completing these incremental steps builds confidence, reinforces commitment, and ensures that effort translates into tangible outcomes. Structured action prevents wasted energy and creates a clear path forward, making disciplined follow-through achievable even during challenging periods. Accountability strengthens discipline by adding external support and reinforcement. Sharing goals with mentors, peers, or supportive friends increases responsibility and reduces the likelihood of procrastination. Feedback, encouragement, and occasional challenge from others help maintain focus and motivate continuous effort. Accountability provides perspective on progress, highlights areas needing adjustment, and reinforces the habit of taking consistent action toward meaningful goals. Developing discipline also requires embracing discomfort. Following through often means tackling tasks that are difficult, unpleasant, or boring. Avoiding these tasks weakens progress and undermines long-term achievement. By training yourself to act despite discomfort, you develop resilience, mental toughness, and a stronger sense of control over your actions. Facing challenging or tedious tasks with determination reinforces the habit of disciplined execution and reduces the power of resistance over time. Tracking progress is a practical way to maintain discipline. Monitoring completed tasks, noting achievements, and reviewing results provides motivation and clarity. Seeing consistent progress reinforces commitment, identifies areas for improvement, and ensures that effort is productive. Regular evaluation prevents stagnation and helps you adjust strategies, keeping actions aligned with goals. Discipline thrives when effort is visible and measurable, because tangible results reinforce the habit of consistent follow-through. Time management is a critical skill in disciplined goal pursuit. Allocating sufficient time for high-priority actions, reducing distractions, and structuring daily schedules ensures that effort is directed where it matters most. Poor time management often masquerades as lack of discipline, but deliberate planning and prioritization transform available hours into productive, focused action. Effective time management reinforces consistency, enhances efficiency, and builds momentum toward goal achievement. Cultivating persistence strengthens discipline over the long term. Setbacks, failures, and obstacles are inevitable in the pursuit of meaningful goals. Persistence requires continuing to act even when progress slows or difficulties arise. Developing a mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth rather than reasons to quit reinforces long-term discipline. Every instance of persistence builds resilience, deepens commitment, and strengthens the habit of seeing goals through to completion. Focusing on one task at a time improves disciplined execution. Multitasking can dilute effort and reduce effectiveness. Concentrating fully on the current step ensures quality, efficiency, and consistency. Sequential focus allows you to maintain control over actions, prevent mistakes, and experience the satisfaction of completing each step, which further motivates ongoing effort. Eliminating distractions is crucial for maintaining discipline. Digital notifications, environmental interruptions, and mental clutter can derail focus and undermine follow-through. Creating an environment conducive to concentration, setting boundaries, and establishing routines minimizes interference and allows sustained action toward goals. Discipline is strengthened when attention is protected and effort is undisturbed. Developing a reward system reinforces consistent action. Celebrating small wins or acknowledging milestones enhances motivation and makes disciplined effort more sustainable. Positive reinforcement encourages repetition of productive behavior, embedding habits that support long-term goal achievement. Rewards should be proportional and aligned with effort, serving as recognition rather than indulgence that undermines focus. Learning to prioritize high-value actions ensures discipline is applied effectively. Not every task contributes equally to achieving goals, and focusing on low-impact activities can waste time and energy. Identifying and executing the most meaningful actions strengthens the results of disciplined effort and ensures progress is measurable and significant. Strategic prioritization reduces wasted effort and maintains momentum toward meaningful outcomes. Building mental resilience supports consistent follow-through. Discipline requires the ability to persevere despite fatigue, frustration, or discouragement. Practices such as mindfulness, reflection, and stress management enhance emotional stability, allowing you to maintain focus and control when challenges arise. Strong mental resilience ensures that discipline is not dependent on external circumstances, but is an enduring internal capability. Commitment to continuous improvement reinforces disciplined behavior. Regularly assessing skills, strategies, and results ensures that effort is evolving and effective. Discipline is not rigid adherence, but adaptive consistency that learns from feedback and adjusts to maximize results. Committing to refined methods enhances efficiency, deepens cadence, and sustains progress over time. Visualization of long-term outcomes strengthens discipline. Imagining the completion of goals, the impact of effort, and the benefits of achievement provides motivation and focus. Visualization reinforces purpose, clarifies priorities, and inspires consistent action, making it easier to persist through challenges. Seeing the results of effort mentally strengthens the connection between action and reward, deepening commitment to disciplined execution. Developing a routine for reflection ensures that disciplined effort is purposeful. Reviewing what has been achieved Identifying successes and mistakes and planning next steps keeps focus aligned with goals. Reflection provides insight, strengthens accountability, and enhances learning from experience, ensuring that discipline is directed effectively rather than blindly applied. Finally, recognizing that discipline is a skill to be cultivated daily creates sustainable growth. It requires practice, consistency, and conscious effort. Each decision to act according to plan, each choice to persist through difficulty, and each moment of focus strengthens the habit of disciplined execution. Over time, this habit transforms behavior, increases effectiveness, and ensures that goals are not only pursued, but achieved. Developing discipline to follow through on goals transforms ambition into tangible results. By clarifying objectives, establishing routines, practicing self-control, embracing discomfort, tracking progress, and persisting despite challenges, you build a foundation of reliability, resilience, and effectiveness. Discipline bridges the gap between intention and achievement, ensuring that daily actions accumulate into measurable progress and lasting success. Consistent effort, focused action, and unwavering commitment create momentum that carries you forward, turning goals from ideas into reality and shaping a life defined by achievement, growth, and purposeful fulfillment. Chapter 7. Set clear intentions and measure your daily achievements. Setting clear intentions and measuring your daily achievements is a practice that transforms vague effort into purposeful progress and provides a tangible framework for growth. Goals and desires are often abstract until they are translated into specific intentions that guide daily action. Without clarity, energy is scattered, focus diminishes, and meaningful progress becomes difficult to achieve. Clear intentions serve as a roadmap for your day, your decisions, and your effort, ensuring that every action contributes to the larger picture of your personal and professional growth. Intentions align your mind and behavior with purpose, allowing you to act deliberately rather than reactively, and create a sense of direction that fuels consistent progress. The first step in setting clear intentions is to define them with specificity. General goals like improving yourself, being productive, or becoming healthier lack actionable detail. Intentions must articulate precisely what you aim to achieve, why it matters, and how you will approach it. Writing down your intentions each day provides focus, clarity, and accountability. For instance, instead of simply deciding to read more, set an intention to read 30 pages of a specific book within a set time frame. Specificity transforms aspiration into concrete, manageable steps, making daily progress measurable and meaningful. Once intentions are defined, they must be integrated into a structured routine. Planning your day around clear objectives ensures that your energy is invested where it produces the most impact. Morning preparation, deliberate scheduling, and prioritization of tasks aligned with intentions create a disciplined rhythm that supports achievement. Structuring your day around your intentions allows for consistent engagement with high-value activities, reducing wasted effort and reinforcing a mindset focused on growth and accomplishment. Measuring daily achievements is essential for accountability and insight. Without evaluation, it is impossible to know whether your intentions are producing the desired results or if adjustments are necessary. Tracking progress provides immediate feedback, reinforces commitment, and highlights areas needing improvement. Tools like journals, checklists, or digital tracking systems make accomplishments visible and quantifiable. Recognizing even small achievements daily reinforces positive behavior, strengthens motivation, and creates a tangible record of growth over time. Breaking intentions into actionable steps enhances execution. Large or complex objectives can feel overwhelming and lead to procrastination if approached as a whole. Dividing intentions into clear, manageable actions creates a step-by-step plan that is easier to implement and maintain consistently. Each completed step not only contributes to progress, but also builds confidence, reinforces discipline, and maintains momentum. Incremental achievement is the foundation of measurable success, allowing you to see tangible results and stay motivated. Focusing on outcomes rather than just effort is another critical habit. Action alone is insufficient unless it moves you closer to your goals. Evaluating your achievements in relation to intended results ensures that effort is productive, meaningful, and aligned with purpose. Prioritizing high-impact tasks over busy work allows your daily actions to generate measurable progress, reinforcing the habit of intentional, goal-directed behavior. Reflection at the end of each day strengthens clarity and measurement. Reviewing accomplishments, evaluating challenges, and considering lessons learned enhances self-awareness and informs future intentions. Reflection allows you to identify patterns in behavior, recognize recurring obstacles, and adjust strategies for greater efficiency and effectiveness. This habit ensures that each day contributes meaningfully to overall growth, rather than being lost in routine activity. Creating accountability enhances the habit of setting clear intentions and measuring outcomes. Sharing daily goals and progress with a mentor, peer, or supportive network provides external reinforcement, encouragement, and feedback. Accountability reduces procrastination, increases follow-through, and ensures that intentions are not merely aspirational but actively pursued. Regular reporting, discussion, or review strengthens commitment and maintains focus on measurable achievement. Consistency in tracking and reviewing achievements is crucial. Sporadic evaluation creates gaps in understanding, diminishes motivation, and allows patterns of ineffective behavior to persist. Daily measurement, reflection, and adjustment cultivate a rhythm of disciplined action, reinforcing the connection between intention and result. Consistent practice strengthens habits, builds competence, and ensures steady, measurable progress over time. Developing a mindset oriented toward results encourages focus and resilience. Seeing each day as an opportunity to achieve specific intentions fosters purpose, motivation, and accountability. This mindset reduces distraction, strengthens decision-making, and reinforces the habit of prioritizing meaningful activity over passive or unproductive behavior. A results-focused perspective encourages continuous engagement and prevents complacency, ensuring that effort produces measurable outcomes. Celebrating small wins reinforces the connection between intentions and progress. Acknowledging daily achievements, no matter how minor, strengthens motivation, builds confidence, and reinforces positive behavior. Celebrations do not require extravagance. Recognition of effort and completion is sufficient to maintain momentum. Positive reinforcement creates a feedback loop, encouraging consistent engagement with meaningful action. Flexibility is essential when evaluating daily progress. Plans may need adjustment due to unforeseen circumstances, shifting priorities, or new insights. Being able to adapt while maintaining focus on core intentions ensures that measurement remains meaningful and actionable. Flexibility prevents discouragement, supports resilience, and allows for continued growth despite external changes. Prioritizing intentions ensures that effort is directed at what matters most. Not all tasks or activities contribute equally to growth or achievement. By identifying high-value intentions and focusing energy accordingly, daily actions become aligned with long-term objectives. Strategic prioritization maximizes the impact of effort, maintains clarity of purpose, and ensures measurable progress. Accountability to oneself reinforces clarity and measurement. Recording achievements, reviewing progress, and noting lessons learned strengthens self-discipline and creates a personal feedback system. This habit promotes honesty, reflection, and responsibility for results, ensuring that intentions are consistently pursued and accomplishments are accurately assessed. Time management supports effective intention setting and measurement. Allocating dedicated blocks for tasks aligned with intentions ensures that priorities are acted upon and distractions are minimized. Structured time management enhances efficiency, creates consistency, and maintains focus on measurable outcomes. Proper scheduling ensures that effort translates into achievement rather than dissipating into unfocused activity. Visualization enhances clarity and execution. Mentally rehearsing daily intentions, anticipating challenges, and envisioning successful completion increases focus, readiness, and confidence. Visualization reinforces purpose, strengthens commitment, and improves the likelihood of following through on planned actions. This practice links mental clarity with tangible daily performance. Developing resilience supports consistent pursuit of intentions. Not every day will go as planned, and setbacks are inevitable. Maintaining focus despite obstacles ensures that progress continues and measurement remains meaningful. Resilience strengthens commitment, reinforces discipline, and maintains momentum in the pursuit of daily goals. Learning from each day's achievements enhances future planning. Evaluating what actions produced results, what obstacles hindered progress, and what can be improved allows for continuous refinement. This iterative process strengthens decision-making, enhances efficiency, and ensures that daily effort accumulates into sustained long-term growth. Integrating reflection, measurement, and intention into daily practice transforms routine into deliberate progress. Each day becomes a building block of achievement, providing clarity, structure, and accountability. This approach develops focus, reinforces discipline, and ensures that effort aligns consistently with goals. Setting clear intentions and measuring daily achievements is a disciplined practice that converts aspiration into tangible progress. By defining specific goals, structuring daily actions, tracking accomplishments, reflecting on results, and adapting strategies, you create a system that maximizes productivity and growth. Daily measurement reinforces accountability, strengthens focus, and builds momentum toward long-term objectives. Each intention clarified, each action measured, and each accomplishment recognized contributes to a life marked by deliberate progress, meaningful achievement, and continuous personal development. Chapter 8. Reflect honestly on your choices and adjust quickly. Reflecting honestly on your choices and adjusting quickly is a practice that transforms experience into growth and ensures that every decision moves you closer to your goals. Life constantly presents decisions, both small and significant, and the outcomes of these choices shape your trajectory. Without deliberate reflection, patterns of ineffective behavior can persist, opportunities for improvement may be missed, and progress can stagnate. Honest reflection is the tool that allows you to examine the consequences of your actions, understand what is working, and identify areas that require change. Adjusting quickly ensures that lessons are applied immediately, preventing repeated mistakes and maximizing the value of each experience. The first step in honest reflection is developing awareness of your actions. Observing your behavior, decisions, and responses without judgment allows you to gather accurate information about what occurred and why. This requires mindfulness and the ability to separate emotion from analysis. By recording or mentally reviewing your choices, you can identify patterns, recognize successful strategies, and detect decisions that did not produce the desired outcomes. Awareness provides the foundation for meaningful insight because you cannot improve what you do not fully understand. Evaluating consequences objectively strengthens reflection. Consider the results of your choices in terms of effectiveness, alignment with goals, and impact on yourself and others. Objectivity prevents rationalization, excuses, or selective memory from clouding your understanding. By confronting both successes and failures honestly, you gain clarity on what decisions support growth and which undermine progress. This process fosters accountability and provides the knowledge needed to refine your approach moving forward. Honesty in reflection requires confronting uncomfortable truths. It is natural to want to avoid acknowledging mistakes or personal shortcomings, but avoidance limits growth. Accepting responsibility for errors, misjudgments, or missed opportunities creates the conditions for improvement. This does not mean dwelling on failure or self-criticism, but rather observing reality as it is, learning from it, and using it to inform future decisions. Courage in reflection strengthens character and builds resilience over time. Adjusting quickly is critical because delayed action allows ineffective patterns to continue. Reflection without timely application produces insight that has limited value. Rapid adjustment involves implementing changes immediately based on lessons learned, testing new strategies, and monitoring results. Quick adaptation reinforces learning, prevents wasted effort, and ensures that your actions are aligned with your evolving understanding of what works. Developing a systematic approach enhances reflection and adjustment. Setting aside regular time for review, such as at the end of each day or week, ensures that evaluation becomes habitual rather than sporadic. Structured reflection can include reviewing decisions made, analyzing outcomes, identifying lessons, and planning corrective action. A consistent framework transforms reflection from a passive activity into a practical tool for continuous improvement. Analyzing decision-making processes provides deeper insight into choices. Examine not only the outcomes, but also the reasoning, assumptions, and influences that led to each action. Understanding the thought patterns, biases, or habits behind your decisions allows you to correct errors at their source rather than merely addressing consequences. This practice strengthens judgment, sharpens intuition, and enhances the quality of future choices. Seeking feedback from others complements self-reflection. External perspectives can highlight blind spots, provide alternative viewpoints, and reinforce insights you may have missed. Constructive feedback encourages humility, broadens understanding, and accelerates growth. Combining internal reflection with external input ensures that adjustments are informed, balanced, and effective. Prioritizing high-impact adjustments maximizes the effectiveness of reflection. Not every decision requires change, but identifying choices that significantly influence goals, relationships, or personal development ensures that effort is directed where it matters most. Strategic adjustments produce meaningful progress and prevent wasted energy on minor issues that have little long-term effect. Flexibility enhances the value of reflection and adjustment. Life is dynamic, and conditions change frequently. Being willing to alter strategies, approaches, or behaviors in response to new information or circumstances ensures that your actions remain relevant and effective. Rigidity in decision-making limits growth, whereas adaptability allows continuous alignment with evolving goals and realities. Documenting insights strengthens reflection and facilitates quick adjustment. Writing down lessons learned, observations, and planned changes creates a record that can be revisited, tracked, and refined over time. Documentation provides clarity, reinforces commitment, and ensures that adjustments are intentional and measurable. This practice turns reflection into a tangible tool for improvement rather than a fleeting mental exercise. Monitoring progress after adjustments ensures that changes produce desired results. Implementing adjustments without evaluating their effectiveness may lead to repeated inefficiencies or new problems. Tracking outcomes allows you to confirm that adaptations work, make further refinements, and maintain alignment with long-term objectives. Measurement provides evidence of growth and reinforces the habit of intentional action. Reflection also requires balancing analysis with forward movement. While examining past choices is valuable, excessive rumination can stall progress. The goal is to extract actionable lessons, apply them promptly, and continue advancing toward objectives. Maintaining this balance prevents stagnation and ensures that reflection serves growth rather than distraction. Developing resilience supports honest reflection and rapid adjustment. Confronting mistakes and making changes can be uncomfortable or even discouraging. Resilient individuals maintain focus, persevere through emotional discomfort, and continue taking deliberate action despite setbacks. This mindset strengthens the ability to learn from every experience and reduces the fear or resistance that might prevent honest assessment. Integrating reflection into daily routines creates momentum for improvement. Daily review, even brief, encourages consistent evaluation of choices and rapid correction of missteps. Over time, this habit reinforces awareness, strengthens judgment, and ensures that each day contributes meaningfully to growth. Regular reflection prevents the accumulation of unresolved issues and builds a cycle of continual refinement and progress. Clarifying values and priorities enhances decision-making insight. Understanding what is most important in life provides a reference point for evaluating choices. Decisions aligned with core values are more likely to produce meaningful results, while misaligned actions highlight areas requiring adjustment. Reflection guided by values ensures that adaptations are purposeful and reinforce long-term objectives. Practicing humility supports honest reflection. Recognizing that improvement is always possible fosters openness to learning, acceptance of mistakes, and willingness to change. Humility allows for objective evaluation without defensiveness, enabling rapid adjustments and deeper understanding of personal and professional development. Reflection combined with deliberate planning accelerates growth. Identifying lessons learned is only effective when followed by a clear plan of action. Planning how to implement adjustments, set new goals, or alter strategies ensures that insight translates into practical results. Without a plan, reflection risks remaining theoretical rather than transformative. Finally, embracing reflection and rapid adjustment as a lifestyle rather than a sporadic practice creates continuous improvement. Each choice, action, and outcome becomes an opportunity to learn, refine, and advance. This mindset ensures that growth is consistent, purposeful, and self-reinforcing. By consistently examining decisions honestly and making timely corrections, you cultivate adaptability, sharpen judgment, and maximize the effectiveness of every effort. Reflecting honestly on your choices and adjusting quickly is a discipline that strengthens personal and professional development. It requires awareness, honesty, objectivity, and willingness to change. By confronting reality, analyzing outcomes, implementing timely adjustments, and monitoring results, you ensure that each action contributes meaningfully to progress. This practice fosters resilience, sharpens decision-making, and creates a life of intentional, continuous growth. By making reflection and rapid adaptation a consistent habit, every choice becomes a stepping stone toward mastery, effectiveness, and lasting achievement. Chapter 9. Surround yourself with people who inspire improvement. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire improvement is one of the most impactful steps you can take toward personal growth and sustained success. The people you spend the most time with influence your thoughts, behaviors, attitudes, and ultimately your results. They shape your beliefs about what is possible, reinforce your habits, and set the standard for effort and achievement in your life. Choosing to engage with individuals who challenge you to grow, encourage accountability, and model the behaviors you aspire to adopt creates an environment where improvement becomes inevitable rather than optional. The first step in surrounding yourself with the right people is evaluating your current relationships. Take note of the individuals you interact with regularly and consider the influence they have on your mindset and actions. Are they supportive, motivated, and focused on growth? Or do they drain energy, encourage complacency, or reinforce limiting beliefs? Understanding the impact of these relationships provides clarity about where change is necessary. Recognizing the difference between connections that uplift you and those that hold you back is crucial for cultivating an environment conducive to self-improvement. Engaging with people who inspire growth requires intention. It is not enough to hope that inspiration will appear by chance. You must actively seek it. Attend events, workshops, or communities where like-minded, growth-oriented individuals gather. Connect with mentors, peers, or colleagues who demonstrate excellence in areas you wish to improve. Seek out individuals who hold themselves accountable, pursue knowledge relentlessly, and take consistent action toward their goals. The energy, attitude, and discipline of these people will naturally influence your own habits and standards. Learning from others accelerates personal development. Observing how others navigate challenges, solve problems, and maintain consistency provides practical insights that can be applied in your own life. Mentorship, guidance, and example serve as shortcuts for learning, allowing you to avoid common mistakes and adopt proven strategies. People who inspire improvement push you to think differently, act more decisively, and strive for higher standards. Exposure to their mindset, work ethic, and discipline encourages similar behavior within yourself. Accountability is another key benefit of surrounding yourself with growth-oriented individuals. When people around you expect effort, follow through, and progress, you are more likely to act consistently and remain committed to your goals. Accountability partners provide feedback, challenge complacency, and celebrate achievements, creating a supportive environment where discipline and focus are reinforced daily. This accountability strengthens resilience, ensures sustained effort, and motivates you to maintain high standards even when self-motivation falters. Positive influence goes beyond encouragement. It shapes beliefs, habits, and mindset. People who inspire improvement often model optimism, persistence, and a solutions-focused approach. Their attitudes toward setbacks, challenges, and opportunity teach valuable lessons about resilience, problem-solving, and emotional control. By spending time with individuals who approach life intentionally, you adopt similar patterns of thought and behavior. This subtle but powerful influence accelerates growth and reinforces the standards required for personal and professional advancement. Engaging in meaningful dialogue with inspiring individuals fosters reflection and insight. Conversations with people who challenge your thinking help you question assumptions, explore alternatives, and gain clarity about your goals. These interactions encourage critical thinking, creativity, and strategic planning. Discussing ideas, strategies, and experiences with people who value growth expands your perspective and inspires action that aligns with your ambitions. Boundaries are essential when cultivating a circle of influence. While seeking people who inspire improvement, it is important to limit exposure to individuals who promote negativity, dependency, or complacency. Protecting your mental and emotional space ensures that your energy is directed toward constructive influence rather than being sapped by unproductive interactions. Boundaries create an environment where growth is reinforced, focus is maintained, and effort toward improvement is maximized. Mutual support strengthens the impact of surrounding yourself with growth-oriented people. Relationships where encouragement, advice, and shared accountability flow in both directions create a sustainable environment for improvement. Supporting others in their goals reinforces your own commitment, builds trust, and cultivates a network of motivated, disciplined individuals who hold each other accountable. This reciprocity enhances resilience, motivation, and collective progress. Seeking diversity in influence enhances learning and perspective. Engaging with people from different backgrounds, disciplines, and experiences exposes you to new ideas, approaches, and strategies. This variety stimulates creativity, challenges assumptions, and broadens understanding of what is possible. Learning from individuals outside your immediate circle of expertise prevents stagnation and inspires innovation in both thought and action. Consistency in interaction is critical. Occasional exposure to inspiring individuals produces limited impact, whereas regular engagement reinforces behavior, mindset, and habits. Frequent conversations, collaboration, and observation create an immersive environment that strengthens growth-oriented patterns. Sustained interaction ensures that influence is internalized, becomes habitual, and supports continuous improvement. Reflecting on the influence of your social circle enhances conscious decision-making. Regularly assessing how the people you interact with affect your motivation, discipline, and perspective ensures that your relationships continue to support your growth. Adjusting connections, deepening relationships with inspiring individuals, or distancing from negative influences maintains an environment optimized for improvement. Taking initiative in building a supportive network is essential. Growth does not happen passively. It requires deliberate effort to identify, connect, and engage with individuals who elevate your performance. Reach out to mentors, join professional groups, participate in communities, and cultivate friendships with people who demonstrate the qualities you aspire to develop. Active pursuit of inspiring connections ensures that influence is intentional rather than incidental. Learning to give and receive constructive feedback strengthens the benefits of surrounding yourself with growth-oriented people. Honest, actionable feedback accelerates learning, identifies blind spots, and reinforces accountability. By embracing feedback from others and offering it in return, you create an environment of continuous improvement where every interaction contributes to development. Observing success and failure in others provides insight into effective strategies and potential pitfalls. Watching how disciplined, growth-oriented individuals navigate challenges highlights behaviors, decisions, and attitudes that produce results. Conversely, witnessing missteps or ineffective strategies offers lessons about what to avoid. This observation accelerates learning and encourages the adoption of productive habits without unnecessary trial and error. Developing emotional intelligence enhances interactions with inspiring individuals. Understanding how to communicate, listen, and respond effectively strengthens relationships and facilitates the exchange of knowledge, insight, and support. Strong emotional skills improve collaboration, increase receptivity to guidance, and foster deeper engagement with people who elevate your growth. Emulating behaviors, habits, and attitudes of people who inspire improvement strengthens personal development. Carefully observing their routines, approaches to challenges, decision-making processes, and mindset provides actionable models for behavior. Implementing these practices in your own life accelerates skill development, builds resilience, and reinforces discipline. Maintaining gratitude and humility in these relationships fosters authenticity and learning. Recognizing the value of the influence and remaining open to guidance ensures that you maximize the benefits of these connections. Humility allows for deeper absorption of lessons, while gratitude strengthens relationships and reinforces commitment to personal growth. Finally, surrounding yourself with people who inspire improvement is a lifelong practice. It requires continuous evaluation, active engagement, and openness to new influences. The right circle cultivates motivation, accountability, perspective, and skill. By intentionally creating and nurturing relationships with individuals who challenge and elevate you, personal growth becomes a natural consequence of your environment, resulting in higher achievement, resilience, and fulfillment. Choosing the right people to spend time with is one of the most practical and effective strategies for self-improvement. Their influence shapes your mindset, habits, and daily actions, ensuring that your efforts are guided, reinforced, and maximized. Surrounding yourself with individuals who inspire growth creates a culture of excellence in your life, making improvement not only possible but inevitable. Chapter 10. Cultivate patience while pursuing meaningful long-term change. Cultivating patience while pursuing meaningful long-term change is essential for achieving lasting growth and creating a life defined by consistent progress. Transformation, whether personal, professional, or emotional, rarely occurs overnight. Real change requires time, steady effort, and the ability to persist through challenges without immediate rewards. Patience allows you to maintain focus and determination when results are not immediately visible. It provides the emotional stability necessary to continue acting deliberately, ensuring that each step contributes to long-term objectives rather than being abandoned due to frustration or impatience. The first step in developing patience is understanding that meaningful change is a process. Progress often comes in incremental steps rather than dramatic leaps. Recognizing that growth accumulates gradually helps to set realistic expectations and prevents discouragement. Every effort, no matter how small, builds momentum. Viewing the journey as a series of deliberate actions rather than an instant result reinforces endurance and keeps you engaged in consistent effort. Discipline and consistency are closely tied to patience. Following through on daily routines, practicing habits aligned with your goals, and adhering to structured plans strengthen the ability to persist over extended periods. Consistent effort compounds over time, and patience allows you to maintain commitment even when immediate outcomes are not apparent. Developing long-term habits that support your objectives ensures that progress continues steadily, making the overall process more manageable and sustainable. Patience also involves managing emotional responses to setbacks. Challenges, obstacles, and failures are inevitable components of meaningful change. Emotional control prevents discouragement, impulsive decisions, or abandoning goals in response to temporary difficulties. Developing strategies to maintain calm, focus, and determination under pressure strengthens resilience and ensures that setbacks become learning experiences rather than reasons to quit. Responding deliberately to difficulties rather than reacting emotionally cultivates the mindset necessary for long-term achievement. Setting realistic milestones helps maintain patience. Breaking long-term goals into smaller, achievable steps provides tangible markers of progress. Celebrating incremental achievements reinforces motivation and demonstrates that consistent effort produces results, even if final objectives are distant. Milestones provide perspective, helping you recognize advancement, maintain commitment, and sustain momentum throughout the journey. These markers also make the overall process feel less overwhelming and more structured, reducing the temptation to rush or abandon goals prematurely. Understanding the value of delayed gratification strengthens patience. Immediate rewards are often appealing, but they rarely contribute to substantial, lasting change. Prioritizing long-term benefits over short-term pleasures ensures that effort is directed toward actions with the greatest impact. Developing the ability to postpone immediate satisfaction builds self-control, reinforces discipline, and deepens commitment to long-term goals. Every decision to endure temporary discomfort for lasting gain reinforces resilience and strengthens character. Reflection enhances the practice of patience. Regularly evaluating progress, identifying lessons learned, and adjusting strategies creates a sense of control and clarity. Reflection allows you to recognize incremental improvements, understand areas requiring refinement, and maintain perspective on the overall journey. By acknowledging both successes and areas for growth, patience is reinforced, as you understand that progress is occurring even when it may not be immediately visible. Developing a mindset oriented toward growth supports long-term patience. Viewing challenges as opportunities to learn and seeing effort as cumulative encourages perseverance. This perspective frames the process of change as a journey rather than a destination, reducing frustration and increasing engagement with each step. A growth-oriented mindset fosters resilience, determination, and the ability to maintain focus over extended periods, which is essential for meaningful transformation. Visualization techniques strengthen patience and commitment. Imagining the successful completion of long-term goals and the benefits of sustained effort reinforces motivation. Visualization helps maintain focus on purpose, creating a mental connection between effort and reward. This mental rehearsal builds persistence, encourages consistent action, and supports emotional endurance, allowing you to remain patient even during periods of slow progress. Self-compassion reinforces patience. Recognizing that setbacks, slow progress, and mistakes are part of the journey prevents harsh self-criticism, frustration, or demotivation. Treating yourself with understanding and kindness fosters resilience, encourages continued effort, and allows you to learn from difficulties rather than be discouraged by them. Compassion strengthens emotional stability and ensures that long-term change is sustainable. Time management supports the cultivation of patience. Allocating sufficient time for important tasks, avoiding the temptation to rush processes, and structuring days to prioritize long-term objectives ensures that progress is deliberate and consistent. Effective time management reduces stress, prevents burnout, and reinforces the understanding that meaningful results require steady, ongoing effort. Managing time wisely creates a framework in which patience can be practiced naturally. Surrounding yourself with supportive influences reinforces long-term patience. Engaging with individuals who understand the value of persistent effort, maintain a disciplined approach, and model resilience provides encouragement and perspective. Observing and interacting with those who have achieved meaningful change helps normalize the time and effort required, reducing frustration and reinforcing commitment to sustained action. Positive influence encourages consistency and provides a source of guidance and accountability. Flexibility enhances patience during long-term change. Unexpected challenges, shifting circumstances, or temporary setbacks require adaptation. Being willing to adjust strategies, methods, or approaches without abandoning the overarching objective ensures that momentum is maintained. Flexibility allows continued progress despite obstacles and reinforces the understanding that patience involves persistence rather than rigid adherence to a fixed plan. Adaptation strengthens resilience and ensures that effort remains productive. Mindfulness practices strengthen the ability to remain present while pursuing long-term goals. Staying focused on daily actions rather than being consumed by distant results reduces anxiety and reinforces patience. Mindfulness enhances awareness of progress, encourages deliberate effort, and prevents distraction by impatience or frustration. By concentrating on the process rather than the outcome, you build endurance and maintain consistent engagement with tasks that contribute to meaningful change. Maintaining perspective supports emotional balance and patience. Recognizing the broader context of long-term goals prevents temporary setbacks from undermining motivation. Understanding that growth is gradual, that learning occurs continuously, and that effort accumulates over time encourages persistence and reduces the impulse to seek immediate results. Perspective reinforces endurance and strengthens the ability to continue acting deliberately despite delays or difficulties. Commitment to continuous learning reinforces patience. Developing knowledge, skills, and strategies over time ensures that effort is purposeful and effective. Embracing learning as a lifelong process fosters resilience and reinforces the value of sustained effort. Continuous improvement creates a sense of progress, even when visible results are slow, and reinforces the understanding that patience is essential for achieving meaningful objectives. Embracing challenges as opportunities enhances patience. Difficulties encountered along the journey provide lessons that accelerate growth. Viewing obstacles as constructive rather than punitive reduces frustration, encourages problem-solving, and strengthens perseverance. Challenges reinforce the value of sustained effort, teach resilience, and deepen the commitment necessary to achieve significant long-term change. Maintaining focus on purpose strengthens endurance. Clearly understanding why you pursue a goal reinforces commitment and provides motivation during slow periods. Purpose creates a framework for evaluating effort, prioritizing actions, and maintaining patience. Connecting daily effort to meaningful outcomes ensures that persistence remains intentional and directed, even when progress appears incremental. Finally, cultivating patience while pursuing meaningful long-term change transforms ambition into tangible results. It requires consistent effort, emotional resilience, reflection, and a mindset oriented toward growth. By practicing delayed gratification, embracing challenges, maintaining perspective, and committing to incremental progress, patience becomes a natural habit that sustains action and reinforces achievement. Developing this quality ensures that every step, however small, contributes to enduring improvement, turning the journey of growth into a purposeful, fulfilling, and transformative experience. Chapter 11. Practice gratitude to fuel motivation and positivity. Practicing gratitude to fuel motivation and positivity is a fundamental habit that reshapes your mindset, strengthens resilience, and energizes consistent action toward meaningful goals. Gratitude is not simply a fleeting feeling. It is a deliberate practice of recognizing value in your circumstances, experiences, relationships, and achievements. By consistently acknowledging what is good in your life, you shift attention from scarcity or frustration to possibility and abundance. This perspective fuels motivation because it reinforces the sense that effort is worthwhile and that progress, however incremental, contributes to a meaningful life. Positivity cultivated through gratitude does not ignore challenges. Instead, it frames them as manageable and surmountable, reinforcing determination and focus. The first step in developing gratitude is conscious awareness of the present moment. Life often moves quickly, and it is easy to overlook accomplishments, relationships, and opportunities that contribute to well-being. Pausing to observe what is present, from small conveniences to major achievements, creates a foundation for appreciation. This awareness fosters mindfulness, allowing you to notice patterns of success, moments of joy, and areas where your effort has yielded results. Mindful recognition encourages a proactive outlook, making it easier to maintain motivation and positivity even during challenging periods. Documenting gratitude reinforces the habit and increases its impact. Writing down 3 to 5 things you are grateful for each day helps anchor the practice in reality and provides a tangible reference for reflection. This exercise strengthens awareness, reinforces positive thinking, and encourages a mindset oriented toward growth and opportunity. Documented gratitude also serves as a record of progress and resilience, reminding you of achievements, resources, and support systems that contribute to success. Expressing gratitude to others enhances relationships and builds a supportive environment. Acknowledging the contributions of colleagues, friends, mentors, or family members fosters connection and reinforces mutual respect. Sharing appreciation encourages collaboration, generates goodwill, and strengthens the network of people who support your growth. These interactions also create a positive feedback loop. Expressing gratitude encourages others to contribute, which in turn reinforces your motivation and maintains a constructive atmosphere for personal and professional development. Focusing on what is present rather than what is lacking strengthens emotional resilience. Gratitude shifts attention from frustration, envy, or dissatisfaction to recognition of opportunity, progress, and abundance. This perspective promotes emotional stability, reduces stress, and encourages constructive action. By valuing what exists now, you create a stable foundation for consistent effort and long-term achievement. This approach allows you to respond to challenges with a clear mind and sustained energy, rather than being overwhelmed by perceived limitations. Gratitude enhances motivation by reinforcing the connection between effort and reward. Acknowledging achievements, improvements, and positive outcomes provides tangible evidence that effort produces results. Recognition of progress fosters confidence, sustains engagement, and encourages continued action toward goals. Motivation grounded in gratitude is resilient because it is based on real, observed benefits rather than abstract aspirations or temporary emotion. Integrating gratitude into daily routines ensures consistency and long-term impact. Morning reflection, journaling, or intentional acknowledgement of positive aspects of your life sets a tone for the day. Evening reflection reinforces accomplishments, lessons learned, and sources of support. Embedding gratitude into daily practice strengthens focus, encourages persistence, and reinforces a mindset oriented toward positivity and progress. Consistency transforms gratitude from an occasional feeling into a sustained habit that shapes behavior and mindset. Gratitude also fosters perspective. Recognizing what is working, appreciating incremental progress, and valuing resources available provides clarity about priorities and opportunities. This perspective reduces anxiety about setbacks or delays, allowing you to focus on actionable steps rather than frustration. Understanding the value of effort and circumstance encourages strategic action, reinforces patience, and strengthens resilience. Linking gratitude to goal setting increases its practical effectiveness. Appreciating past accomplishments and current strengths highlights the tools, skills, and resources available for continued growth. This recognition informs planning, encourages deliberate effort, and provides motivation for pursuing new objectives. Gratitude ensures that action is rooted in awareness of capability rather than frustration with limitations. Gratitude strengthens mental and emotional resilience. Regularly focusing on what is positive and valuable rewires thought patterns, reducing the tendency to dwell on negative experiences or setbacks. This shift enhances problem-solving ability, encourages persistence, and supports constructive decision-making. A resilient mindset allows you to maintain motivation and positivity even under pressure, creating an environment where growth and improvement are sustainable. Expressing gratitude through action deepens its impact. Acts of kindness, support, or acknowledgement reinforce the feeling of appreciation and produce tangible results in relationships and environments. Contributing positively to others' experiences strengthens your sense of purpose, reinforces constructive habits, and amplifies the benefits of gratitude. This practice creates a cycle where positive action and recognition mutually reinforce motivation and improvement. Combining gratitude with reflection enhances learning and insight. Recognizing what has worked well, what support was available, and what progress has been made provides valuable information for decision-making. Reflection anchored in appreciation reinforces lessons learned, identifies effective strategies, and clarifies next steps. This combination ensures that effort is intentional, directed, and informed by both success and circumstance. Gratitude encourages optimism without ignoring reality. It is possible to acknowledge challenges while simultaneously appreciating resources, skills, and opportunities. This balanced perspective allows you to act decisively and persistently in the face of difficulty. Optimism grounded in recognition of value supports focus, encourages problem-solving, and sustains effort over time. Gratitude also strengthens self-awareness. Recognizing personal growth, achievements, and contributions increases confidence, clarifies strengths, and reinforces self-efficacy. Understanding your progress motivates continued effort, encourages perseverance, and reduces self-doubt. This self-knowledge strengthens the foundation for sustained improvement and reinforces a proactive mindset. Practicing gratitude encourages consistency in effort. By regularly acknowledging what is valuable and meaningful, you create emotional reinforcement that motivates daily action. This reinforcement reduces the likelihood of procrastination, maintains energy for sustained effort, and strengthens alignment between intention and behavior. Daily gratitude establishes a rhythm that supports disciplined action and steady progress. Patience is reinforced through gratitude. By recognizing incremental improvements, available resources, and supportive relationships, you develop tolerance for gradual progress. This perspective reduces frustration, reinforces perseverance, and allows you to maintain focus on long-term objectives. Gratitude strengthens the understanding that meaningful results require steady and persistent effort. Gratitude fosters creativity and problem-solving. Appreciating resources, perspectives, and opportunities encourages exploration of solutions rather than focusing solely on obstacles. Positive focus enhances flexibility in thinking, improves decision-making, and reinforces motivation to take deliberate steps toward objectives. Creative problem-solving, grounded in appreciation, produces more effective and sustainable results. Gratitude, combined with deliberate action, amplifies outcomes. Recognition of value and opportunity motivates the pursuit of improvement, encourages consistent effort, and reinforces intentional behavior. Appreciation transforms perception into energy for action, ensuring that every effort contributes meaningfully to growth. By linking gratitude to deliberate steps, motivation is sustained and positive momentum is reinforced. Finally, practicing gratitude to fuel motivation and positivity creates a mindset that strengthens every aspect of personal development. By observing value in circumstances, relationships, and progress, acknowledging achievements, expressing appreciation, and integrating reflection, you cultivate a perspective that encourages persistence, resilience, and constructive action. Gratitude transforms effort into meaningful progress, reinforces daily motivation, and sustains a positive outlook that underpins long-term improvement and achievement. Chapter 12. Eliminate distractions that hinder your personal development. Eliminating distractions that hinder personal development is essential for creating focus, maintaining momentum, and achieving meaningful growth. Distractions come in many forms, from technology and social media to unproductive habits, negative relationships, and self-doubt. Each distraction consumes mental energy, reduces clarity, and slows progress toward goals. To improve consistently, it is necessary to identify what diverts attention, take deliberate steps to remove or minimize these interruptions, and create an environment conducive to sustained effort and concentration. The first step is recognizing what constitutes a distraction in your life. This requires honest observation of daily routines, habits, and interactions. Distractions are anything that shifts focus away from activities that contribute directly to personal development. They can appear as habitual behaviors that seem harmless, such as checking a phone repeatedly, browsing social media, or engaging in excessive entertainment. They also manifest in mental patterns, like overthinking, worrying, or dwelling on irrelevant concerns. Identifying these elements is critical to regaining control over attention and energy. Once distractions are identified, prioritization becomes essential. Distinguishing between what is urgent, important, and truly aligned with your goals helps allocate energy efficiently. Many distractions feel pressing, but contribute little to meaningful progress. Evaluating tasks, interactions, and activities against their impact on long-term objectives allows for the conscious decision to eliminate low-value actions. This prioritization ensures that time and focus are invested where they generate the most significant results. Environment plays a major role in managing distractions. Spaces that are cluttered, noisy, or unorganized make focus more difficult to maintain. Designing a workspace, home, or routine that supports concentration helps minimize interruptions and strengthens discipline. Reducing visual, auditory, and digital noise creates a setting that naturally encourages attention on growth-oriented activities. Simple adjustments, such as organizing materials, silencing notifications, or setting boundaries with others, have a cumulative effect on enhancing focus. Setting boundaries with people is equally important. Some social interactions can be energizing and growth-oriented, while others drain energy or derail progress. Communicating clear limits on availability, time, and engagement with individuals who do not support development protects attention and reduces distractions. Healthy boundaries maintain relationships, while preserving space for consistent action toward personal objectives. Digital distractions are among the most pervasive obstacles to personal growth. Smartphones, email, social media, and constant connectivity fragment attention and reduce the ability to engage deeply with tasks. Limiting time spent on these platforms, scheduling specific windows for communication, and using tools that block or monitor usage reinforces focus. Digital discipline ensures that energy is directed toward meaningful activity rather than passive consumption of content. Time management strategies enhance the elimination of distractions. Structuring the day around priority tasks, allocating focused blocks for deep work, and scheduling breaks for rest prevents aimless activity. Planning ahead reduces the temptation to engage in low-value actions and ensures that effort is aligned with objectives. Effective time management converts intentions into measurable progress while minimizing wasted energy. Mindset shifts are critical in reducing internal distractions. Mental chatter, self-doubt, and negative thinking consume attention and undermine productivity. Practicing self-awareness, mindfulness, and deliberate thought management strengthens control over focus. Techniques such as journaling, meditation, or mental reframing help identify intrusive thoughts and redirect energy toward purposeful action. Strengthening mental discipline ensures that internal distractions do not sabotage growth. Eliminating multitasking reinforces concentration and reduces inefficiency. Attempting multiple tasks simultaneously divides attention, increases errors, and slows progress. Focusing on one task at a time ensures quality, efficiency, and completion. Prioritizing sequential engagement rather than scattered effort strengthens discipline and maximizes the impact of each action. Simplifying commitments reduces external distractions. Overcommitting to projects, responsibilities, or obligations stretches energy thin and limits capacity for meaningful work. Evaluating commitments and removing non-essential tasks allows focus on high-impact activities. Intentional selection of responsibilities creates space for consistent action and deep engagement with personal development. Creating rituals and routines reinforces focus and reduces distractions. Predictable schedules, habits, and practices establish consistency, making it easier to enter a state of concentration. Rituals around morning preparation, work periods, or reflection reduce decision fatigue and minimize the likelihood of engaging in distracting behaviors. Structured routines provide a reliable framework for steady improvement. Accountability supports the elimination of distractions. Sharing goals with mentors, colleagues, or accountability partners encourages disciplined behavior and discourages engagement in unproductive activities. Reporting progress and receiving feedback reinforces adherence to focus and strengthens commitment to personal objectives. Accountability structures encourage persistence and reduce susceptibility to distractions. Evaluating content consumption is critical. Passive consumption of entertainment, news, or social media can fragment attention and influence emotional state. Being selective with information intake, curating sources, and limiting exposure to low-value content ensures that mental energy is preserved for growth. Conscious engagement with information enhances learning and productivity rather than promoting distraction. Decluttering both physical and digital spaces reinforces attention. Removing unnecessary items, organizing tools, and clearing digital files creates an environment that supports clarity. Reduced clutter minimizes visual and cognitive interruptions, allowing focus to remain on meaningful work. Simplicity in surroundings reinforces mental discipline and concentration. Recognizing triggers for distraction allows proactive management. Identifying situations, times, or emotions that lead to unfocused behavior enables preemptive action. Strategies such as planning ahead, using reminders, or restructuring routines prevent lapses in focus. Awareness of triggers strengthens control over attention and reduces vulnerability to interruptions. Taking regular breaks prevents fatigue and maintains high-quality focus. Short, deliberate pauses refresh attention, prevent burnout, and reinforce sustained effort. Breaks should be intentional and structured rather than allowing spontaneous distractions to dominate. Proper rest enhances productivity, strengthens mental clarity, and reduces susceptibility to mindless engagement in unproductive activities. Practicing self-discipline develops resistance to temptation. Regularly exercising the ability to say no to distractions, delay gratification, and maintain focus strengthens mental endurance. This skill ensures that consistent effort toward personal growth is maintained even in environments full of competing stimuli. Self-discipline converts awareness of distractions into deliberate action to avoid them. Tracking progress reinforces focus and discourages engagement with distractions. Measuring accomplishments, reviewing tasks completed, and evaluating alignment with goals provides tangible evidence of productivity. Observing the connection between focused effort and results strengthens motivation and reinforces behavior that minimizes interruptions. Adopting minimalism in lifestyle choices reduces distractions. Simplifying commitments, possessions, and digital presence creates space for focus and prioritization. A minimalist approach ensures energy and attention are directed toward meaningful development rather than scattered among low-value activities. Reducing complexity enhances the ability to concentrate and accelerates progress toward goals. Finally, eliminating distractions that hinder personal development requires continuous vigilance, awareness, and deliberate action. Identifying external and internal interruptions, structuring environments, setting boundaries, practicing discipline, and prioritizing high-impact activities creates an ecosystem for growth. Every decision to remove or minimize distractions strengthens focus, amplifies effort, and accelerates progress. Cultivating an environment free from unnecessary interruptions, you maximize potential, maintain momentum, and ensure that personal development remains deliberate, consistent, and effective. Chapter 13. Strengthen your mindset through consistent self-evaluation. Strengthening your mindset through consistent self-evaluation is one of the most effective ways to ensure personal growth, resilience, and sustained progress. Self-evaluation is the process of examining your thoughts, behaviors, decisions, and results with honesty and clarity to understand where improvement is possible. It requires courage to confront weaknesses, patience to recognize gradual change, and commitment to transform insight into action. When practiced consistently, self-evaluation sharpens awareness, develops emotional intelligence, and creates a mindset oriented toward purposeful improvement and long-term achievement. The first step in building a mindset through self-evaluation is cultivating honesty with yourself. This means acknowledging both successes and failures without distortion or rationalization. It requires looking at your behavior, decisions, and results critically, while avoiding self-blame or harsh judgment. Honest assessment identifies patterns, strengths, and areas for development, providing a clear foundation for targeted improvement. Recognizing what works and what does not enables smarter decision-making and reinforces personal accountability. Consistency is essential in self-evaluation. Occasional reflection offers some insight, but regular, systematic review creates lasting impact. Setting aside time daily, weekly, or monthly to examine actions, habits, and outcomes ensures that growth is continuous and intentional. This repeated practice allows trends to emerge, highlights recurring obstacles, and reinforces the importance of deliberate effort. Consistent self-evaluation embeds mindfulness into daily routines and strengthens the capacity for self-directed improvement. Focusing on specific areas during evaluation increases effectiveness. General reflection often lacks direction, making it difficult to extract actionable lessons. Breaking assessment into categories such as habits, productivity, emotional responses, decision-making, and relationships ensures clarity and precision. Targeted evaluation allows you to identify root causes of setbacks, reinforce effective strategies, and implement practical changes. This approach transforms reflection from a passive exercise into a tool for meaningful progress. Tracking progress objectively enhances the value of self-evaluation. Recording outcomes, achievements, challenges, and adjustments creates a tangible record of growth. Objective tracking allows you to measure effort against results, detect patterns, and identify areas requiring additional focus. Data-driven reflection reduces bias, prevents distorted perception of performance, and ensures that insights are grounded in reality rather than assumptions. Self-evaluation strengthens problem-solving skills. By analyzing past mistakes, identifying contributing factors, and considering alternative approaches, You cultivate the ability to respond effectively to future challenges. Reflection allows you to anticipate obstacles, plan strategies, and adapt behaviors proactively. Strengthening problem-solving through self-assessment enhances confidence, reduces anxiety in decision-making, and reinforces a mindset focused on solutions rather than setbacks. Emotional regulation benefits from consistent self-evaluation. Recognizing patterns in emotional responses to stress, setbacks, or interpersonal dynamics allows you to develop strategies to manage reactions more effectively. Self-awareness of triggers, tendencies, and coping mechanisms provides the foundation for resilience. Over time, repeated reflection trains the mind to respond with composure, clarity, and intentionality, which supports steady progress toward personal goals. Aligning actions with values and priorities is reinforced through self-evaluation. Regular reflection highlights whether daily behaviors match long-term objectives and personal principles. Discrepancies between intention and action become evident, prompting course correction. This alignment ensures that effort is meaningful, purposeful, and directed toward what truly matters, creating a strong internal framework for decision-making and sustained motivation. Seeking feedback complements self-evaluation and strengthens mindset further. External perspectives provide insight into blind spots, reveal overlooked opportunities, and challenge assumptions. Constructive feedback from mentors, colleagues, or trusted peers enhances understanding, encourages humility, and guides actionable improvements. Combining self-assessment with external input creates a holistic approach to growth, ensuring that self-awareness is accurate and development is informed. Setting goals for improvement based on evaluation ensures that reflection leads to action. Identifying specific areas for growth, defining measurable objectives, and developing actionable steps transforms insight into progress. Goals provide direction, reinforce accountability, and prevent reflection from becoming an abstract exercise. Intentional planning, following evaluation, bridges awareness and achievement, solidifying a mindset focused on continuous improvement. Celebrating small wins identified through self-evaluation reinforces motivation. Recognizing progress, even incremental, validates effort, builds confidence, and encourages persistence. Acknowledging improvement creates a positive feedback loop where reflection motivates action, which then produces additional outcomes to evaluate. This cycle strengthens mindset by linking effort, awareness, and reward in a tangible and meaningful way. Adaptability is cultivated through self-evaluation. Regular reflection highlights areas where rigid approaches may be limiting success. By assessing strategies, habits, and responses, you develop flexibility in thought and behavior. The ability to adapt while maintaining commitment to goals strengthens resilience, ensures continued progress under changing circumstances, and reinforces a mindset oriented toward growth rather than stagnation. Accountability grows naturally from consistent self-evaluation. Regular assessment fosters ownership of actions, results, and responsibilities. Recognizing the connection between decisions and outcomes builds integrity and reinforces personal discipline. Accountability supports the development of a strong internal compass that guides behavior toward constructive choices and sustained progress. Self-evaluation also strengthens focus. By identifying distractions, wasted effort, and unproductive habits, reflection clarifies priorities and channels energy toward meaningful activities. Awareness of where time and effort are best invested reduces scattered attention and enhances effectiveness. Focused action reinforces achievement, builds confidence, and deepens the habit of consistent self-improvement. Self-evaluation nurtures resilience by reframing setbacks as learning opportunities. Assessing challenges objectively allows you to extract lessons, recognize growth, and adjust strategies. Viewing obstacles as data points rather than failures reduces discouragement and reinforces perseverance. This mindset encourages continuous effort, maintains motivation, and strengthens the capacity to overcome future difficulties. Mindset growth is reinforced through intentional questioning during self-evaluation. Asking clear, specific questions about performance, behavior, and outcomes encourages deeper insight. Questions such as what worked, what could be improved, and what patterns are emerging guide reflection toward actionable conclusions. Structured questioning prevents superficial assessment and ensures that insights directly inform meaningful improvement. Developing a routine of self-reflection creates mental discipline. Treating evaluation as a habitual practice trains attention, patience, and commitment to growth. Discipline in reflection ensures that assessment is consistent, thorough, and productive rather than sporadic or perfunctory. Over time, this routine strengthens cognitive clarity, emotional control, and strategic thinking. Integrating self-evaluation into decision-making improves judgment. Regular reflection provides a record of past actions, lessons learned, and effective strategies. Drawing on this accumulated insight enhances future choices, reduces errors, and reinforces the ability to act with confidence and purpose. Thoughtful decision-making based on evaluated experience builds competence and strengthens the mindset for long-term success. Finally, strengthening your mindset through consistent self-evaluation is a powerful practice that supports all aspects of personal growth. By cultivating honesty, maintaining consistency, tracking progress, aligning actions with values, seeking feedback, and translating insight into action, you develop clarity, resilience, and focus. Reflection transforms experience into wisdom, mistakes into lessons, and effort into measurable progress. A disciplined approach to self-assessment ensures that your mindset evolves continuously, equipping you to handle challenges, pursue goals with determination, and sustain meaningful improvement throughout life. Chapter 14. Seek feedback to enhance your skills and knowledge. Seeking feedback to enhance your skills and knowledge is one of the most effective strategies for continuous growth and improvement. Feedback provides insight from perspectives beyond your own, revealing blind spots, highlighting areas for refinement, and offering guidance that accelerates learning. Developing a mindset open to feedback requires humility, courage, and a commitment to personal excellence. By actively seeking input from mentors, peers, or experts, you access information that can transform effort into measurable progress and skill into mastery. The first step in leveraging feedback is cultivating a receptive mindset. Accepting critique without defensiveness allows you to view observations as tools for improvement rather than personal attacks. When feedback is received objectively, it provides clarity on specific behaviors, approaches, or gaps in knowledge that require attention. Receptiveness ensures that insights are absorbed fully and can be applied meaningfully rather than dismissed or ignored due to ego or discomfort. Identifying reliable sources of feedback strengthens its value. Not all opinions are equally informative or constructive. Seeking guidance from individuals with experience, expertise, or proven competence in relevant areas ensures that feedback is actionable and trustworthy. Mentors, supervisors, colleagues, and industry experts often offer practical advice grounded in real-world experience. Engaging with qualified sources enhances learning, accelerates skill development, and reinforces strategic thinking. Feedback is most effective when specific and actionable. General praise or vague criticism lacks direction and limits improvement. Requesting clear observations, concrete examples, and suggested steps allows for focused development. Understanding exactly what to adjust or enhance ensures that effort is purposeful and efficient. Actionable feedback creates a roadmap for skill enhancement rather than leaving growth to chance. Regularly soliciting feedback embeds continuous learning into daily routines. Waiting until mistakes accumulate or major evaluations occur slows progress and limits responsiveness. Consistent engagement with others' perspectives provides ongoing insight, supports refinement of technique, and encourages early correction of errors. Integrating feedback into daily practice transforms ordinary effort into deliberate improvement. Active listening is crucial when receiving feedback. Paying close attention, asking clarifying questions, and confirming understanding ensures that messages are fully comprehended. Avoiding defensiveness or interruptions allows the feedback provider to communicate insights clearly. Deep listening demonstrates respect, fosters constructive dialogue, and maximizes the benefit of the guidance offered. Applying feedback effectively requires reflection and planning. After receiving input, consider how it aligns with personal goals and current abilities. Analyze patterns or recurring suggestions to identify areas needing consistent attention. Planning specific actions based on feedback transforms observations into practical steps, ensuring that advice leads to real-world improvement rather than remaining theoretical. Balancing external feedback with self-assessment enhances skill development. Comparing external perspectives with internal reflection allows you to differentiate between perception and reality. Self-evaluation identifies strengths, weaknesses, and personal progress, while feedback highlights blind spots and opportunity invisible to personal observation. The combination produces a more complete understanding of abilities and provides a foundation for targeted growth. Feedback fosters adaptability and flexibility. Observing how others perceive your actions or skills exposes limitations and challenges assumptions. Learning to adjust strategies, refine approaches, or adopt new methods based on input strengthens resilience and responsiveness. Adaptability ensures that effort remains effective across changing circumstances, enhancing both competence and confidence. Creating a culture of feedback in professional and personal environments reinforces growth. Encouraging open communication, mutual support, and constructive criticism promotes collective improvement and strengthens relationships. Providing feedback to others also develops insight, empathy, and analytical skills. Engagement in a feedback-rich environment cultivates continuous learning and accountability for consistent performance. Timing is essential in effective feedback. Receiving input promptly allows immediate reflection and adjustment, preventing repeated errors or ineffective habits. Feedback given in context is more meaningful, as it relates directly to current actions and decisions. Timely observation ensures relevance, clarity, and higher applicability to skill enhancement or knowledge development. Developing resilience to critique strengthens growth potential. Not all feedback is delivered perfectly, and some may feel uncomfortable or critical. Maintaining focus on learning objectives, filtering constructive elements from delivery style, and committing to improvement ensures that even challenging feedback is valuable. Emotional discipline allows you to extract lessons without being derailed by temporary discomfort. Documenting feedback enhances learning and accountability. Recording insights, suggestions, and observations provides a reference for monitoring progress and identifying trends. Over time, patterns in feedback reveal persistent strengths or recurring challenges, guiding future effort and training. Written documentation ensures that feedback informs long-term development rather than being forgotten or overlooked. Engaging in dialogue about feedback reinforces understanding and clarity. Asking questions, exploring examples, and discussing implications strengthens comprehension and ensures that advice is correctly interpreted. Collaborative discussion encourages deeper insight, reinforces learning, and supports informed decision-making when implementing suggested changes. Seeking feedback encourages humility and openness, traits essential for personal and professional growth. Acknowledging that improvement is always possible fosters a learning mindset, reduces arrogance, and creates readiness to absorb knowledge. Humility ensures that feedback is welcomed rather than resisted, increasing the likelihood that guidance is applied effectively. Applying feedback systematically creates measurable improvement. Integrating suggestions into routines, practices, or strategies allows observable change to occur. Setting goals based on feedback ensures accountability and creates a framework for progress assessment. Consistent application transforms insights into tangible results, reinforcing motivation and reinforcing the value of external input. Feedback supports the development of critical thinking skills. Evaluating observations, determining relevance, and deciding how to implement advice develops analytical reasoning. Considering multiple perspectives strengthens decision-making, problem-solving, and strategy formulation. Critical engagement with feedback ensures that improvement is informed, deliberate, and sustainable. Combining positive and corrective feedback balances perspective. Recognizing strengths alongside areas for growth reinforces confidence while maintaining awareness of improvement opportunities. This balance prevents discouragement, sustains motivation, and fosters a mindset of both capability and continuous refinement. Seeking feedback also accelerates skill mastery. Insight from experienced sources reduces trial and error learning, identifies shortcuts, and highlights effective methods. Learning from others' observations improves efficiency, deepens understanding, and ensures that effort is directed toward high-impact improvement rather than repeated mistakes. Regularly evaluating the impact of feedback strengthens learning outcomes. Monitoring progress, assessing changes, and comparing results against prior performance ensures that feedback leads to tangible skill enhancement. Reflection on implementation reinforces accountability, reinforces patterns of improvement, and strengthens the connection between effort and outcome. Finally, seeking feedback to enhance your skills and knowledge transforms the learning process into an active, informed, and deliberate journey. By cultivating receptiveness, targeting reliable sources, applying insights systematically, and combining reflection with action, you accelerate growth, refine abilities, and expand understanding. Feedback becomes a powerful tool that shapes mindset, strengthens competence, and ensures that every effort contributes meaningfully to personal and professional excellence. Chapter 15. Focus on solutions instead of dwelling on problems. Focusing on solutions instead of dwelling on problems is one of the most transformative approaches to achieving personal growth, maintaining mental clarity, and sustaining progress. Problems are a natural part of life, and everyone encounters obstacles, setbacks, and challenges. The difference between those who remain stuck and those who move forward lies in their response. Dwelling on difficulties drains energy, clouds judgment, and prevents effective action, while focusing on solutions channels effort toward constructive outcomes, generates momentum, and strengthens resilience. The first step in adopting a solution-oriented mindset is to acknowledge problems without attachment. Recognizing the existence of a challenge is necessary to address it effectively, but lingering on frustration or negativity does not produce progress. Observing the situation objectively, analyzing its components, and understanding its impact provides clarity. By separating awareness of the problem from emotional overreaction, it becomes possible to redirect attention toward actionable responses rather than being consumed by worry or blame. Shifting focus requires conscious intention. When a problem arises, deliberately asking what can be done to improve the situation reorients thought patterns. Identifying actionable steps, potential resources, and alternative approaches transforms the challenge into a series of manageable tasks. Intentional redirection of attention from obstacles to possibilities strengthens mental discipline and builds confidence in one's ability to handle adversity. Adopting proactive thinking reinforces solution-focused behavior. Instead of speculating about worst-case scenarios or ruminating on what went wrong, consider immediate steps that can create improvement. Proactive thinking involves generating options, evaluating potential outcomes, and implementing strategies. This mindset ensures that energy is directed toward practical action rather than wasted on unproductive speculation. Breaking problems into smaller, manageable parts enhances clarity. Large challenges often feel overwhelming, which can lead to inaction or excessive worry. Identifying specific components of a problem, prioritizing them, and addressing them systematically allows consistent progress. Tackling one aspect at a time builds momentum, reinforces confidence, and prevents being paralyzed by complexity. Maintaining emotional control is essential in solution-oriented thinking. Strong negative emotions, such as anger, fear, or frustration, often distract from constructive action. Practicing composure, self-regulation, and patience allows clear assessment and rational decision-making. Emotional stability ensures that solutions are thoughtfully chosen, effectively implemented, and sustainable over time. Focusing on solutions involves shifting language and internal dialogue. Using words that emphasize action, progress, and opportunity reinforces a mindset geared toward resolution. Phrases such as "I can improve this," "What steps can I take?" or "How can I move forward?" cultivate a proactive orientation. Language shapes thought, and consistent use of solution-oriented expressions strengthens the habit of looking for answers rather than lingering on obstacles. Learning from challenges strengthens the ability to focus on solutions. Every problem contains information about weaknesses, gaps, or inefficiencies. By examining difficulties for lessons, rather than dwelling on mistakes, you gain insight into how to prevent recurrence and create more effective strategies. Reflection without judgment turns setbacks into tools for growth, increasing competence and resilience over time. Collaboration and seeking input from others can accelerate solution finding. Engaging colleagues, mentors, or friends provides fresh perspectives, alternative approaches, and additional resources. Others may identify solutions overlooked in isolation and can offer guidance on practical implementation. Cooperation transforms challenges into opportunities for shared problem-solving and learning. Prioritizing actions that yield results ensures that focus remains on impactful solutions. Not every idea or strategy produces meaningful progress. Evaluating options based on feasibility, effectiveness, and alignment with goals directs energy toward high-value actions. Strategic prioritization prevents wasted effort and reinforces consistent forward movement. Setting clear objectives helps maintain a solution-focused mindset. Defining desired outcomes, success criteria, and timelines provides direction for problem solving. Goals serve as benchmarks, guiding decisions and maintaining focus on progress rather than distractions. Clear objectives ensure that solutions are targeted, measurable, and actionable. Developing resilience supports sustained solution-oriented thinking. Problems can be recurring or complex, and persistence is required to implement effective solutions fully. Cultivating the ability to recover from setbacks, adapt approaches, and continue seeking resolution reinforces both competence and confidence. Resilient individuals view challenges as temporary hurdles rather than permanent barriers. Regular evaluation of implemented solutions strengthens learning. After taking action, reviewing results, effectiveness, and areas for improvement provides feedback for refinement. Continuous assessment ensures that solutions evolve to meet changing circumstances and prevents complacency. Reflection on outcomes reinforces the connection between deliberate action and tangible results. Avoiding blame enhances solution-focused thinking. Assigning fault often shifts attention away from actionable steps, generates conflict, and drains energy. Taking ownership of what can be controlled and redirecting effort toward resolution maintains productivity and fosters accountability. A mindset oriented toward responsibility rather than accusation ensures consistent progress. Visualization of successful outcomes aids solution-focused behavior. Imagining the problem resolved, desired results achieved, or actions completed creates clarity and motivation. Visualization provides a mental roadmap, reinforces confidence in capability, and encourages proactive engagement with challenges. Seeing solutions in mind prepares the path for implementing them effectively in reality. Developing habits that emphasize action over rumination reinforces a solutions-first approach. Incorporating practices such as listing potential steps, prioritizing tasks, or scheduling problem-solving sessions embeds focus on resolution into daily routines. Repetition strengthens cognitive patterns that favor constructive action over prolonged worry or inaction. Flexibility and adaptability enhance the ability to generate solutions. Problems may evolve, present unforeseen obstacles, or require multiple attempts for resolution. Remaining open to modifying strategies, experimenting with different approaches, and learning from trial and error ensures that solutions are effective and sustainable. Adaptability converts obstacles into opportunities for creative thinking and innovation. Maintaining a growth-oriented mindset supports solution-focused behavior. Believing in the capacity to learn, improve, and overcome challenges fuels persistence and encourages active problem-solving. Confidence in one's ability to adapt, develop skills, and find answers strengthens determination and reduces the tendency to dwell on setbacks. Documenting challenges and corresponding solutions reinforces learning. Keeping a record of obstacles encountered, strategies tried, and results achieved creates a reference for future problem solving. Over time, this documentation builds a personal toolkit of effective approaches and enhances the efficiency of responding to new difficulties. Finally, focusing on solutions instead of dwelling on problems transforms challenges into opportunities for growth, learning, and achievement. By consciously directing attention toward actionable steps, maintaining emotional control, seeking input, prioritizing results, and reflecting on outcomes, every problem becomes a pathway to improvement. Solution-oriented thinking cultivates resilience, sharpens judgment, strengthens decision-making, and ensures that energy is spent building progress rather than perpetuating obstacles. Developing this mindset empowers consistent action, reinforces personal accountability, and sustains meaningful advancement in every aspect of life. Chapter 16. Commit to small actions that compound into success. Committing to small actions that compound into success is one of the most reliable ways to achieve lasting progress and meaningful results. Success rarely comes from sudden breakthroughs or massive efforts alone. It is the accumulation of consistent, deliberate actions that build momentum over time. Each small step, when repeated regularly, contributes to skill development, habit formation, and measurable advancement toward goals. Understanding the power of compounding actions allows you to focus on what you can do today and trust that cumulative effort produces extraordinary outcomes in the long term. The first step in harnessing this principle is to identify manageable actions that align with your objectives. Large goals often feel overwhelming, and attempting to tackle everything at once leads to procrastination or burnout. Breaking goals into small, achievable steps creates a clear roadmap and allows steady progress. Each action should be specific, realistic, and measurable, ensuring that it contributes meaningfully toward the larger purpose. Consistency is the cornerstone of compounding success. Performing small actions regularly, even when motivation fluctuates, builds reliability and reinforces commitment. Habits formed through repetition reduce reliance on willpower alone and create automatic behaviors that support long-term growth. Daily progress, no matter how incremental, accumulates over weeks, months, and years, producing results that often exceed initial expectations. Prioritizing actions based on impact maximizes efficiency. Not all small actions carry equal weight, and focusing on high-value tasks ensures that effort produces meaningful results. Evaluating which steps directly contribute to your objectives prevents wasted time and energy on activities that do not advance your goals. Strategic prioritization allows each action to generate maximum compounding effect. Tracking progress reinforces momentum. Recording completed actions, observing improvements, and celebrating small wins creates a sense of accomplishment that motivates continued effort. Monitoring growth highlights patterns of success, reveals areas for adjustment, and encourages accountability. A clear record of progress demonstrates how consistent small actions evolve into substantial achievements over time. Patience is essential when committing to incremental steps. Results are rarely immediate, and the compounding effect takes time to manifest. Understanding that growth is gradual reduces frustration and reinforces persistence. Trusting the process allows focus on execution rather than obsessing over immediate outcomes, ensuring that effort remains consistent and disciplined. Focus and deliberate attention enhance the effectiveness of small actions. Performing tasks with intention rather than habitually or mechanically ensures that each effort contributes fully to improvement. Mindful engagement increases quality, reinforces learning, and strengthens the habit of purposeful action. Attention to detail amplifies the benefits of compounding over time. Adapting and refining actions based on feedback or outcomes ensures continued effectiveness. Small steps should not be static. Adjusting strategies to align with evolving circumstances, new knowledge, or observed results maximizes impact. Flexibility in execution allows each incremental effort to remain relevant and productive, sustaining momentum toward long-term success. Building accountability structures strengthens commitment to small actions. Sharing goals with trusted peers, mentors, or communities creates external support and encouragement. Regular check-ins, progress reviews, and mutual reinforcement help maintain consistency and discipline. Accountability ensures that small actions are not overlooked or abandoned, sustaining compounding benefits. Breaking large goals into measurable micro-goals creates clarity and motivation. Each milestone represents tangible progress and provides psychological reinforcement. Crossing a small target demonstrates capability, builds confidence, and motivates continued effort. Micro-goals transform abstract aspirations into concrete steps, making sustained action achievable and rewarding. Understanding the cumulative effect of small actions changes mindset. Recognizing that daily effort adds up to significant outcomes encourages focus on what can be done immediately, rather than feeling paralyzed by the magnitude of long-term objectives. This perspective reduces overwhelm, strengthens discipline, and nurtures a sense of empowerment. Routine integration ensures that small actions are performed consistently. Incorporating key behaviors into daily schedules or rituals reduces reliance on sporadic motivation. Predictable, repeated effort becomes part of the natural rhythm of the day, reinforcing habit formation and sustaining cumulative progress. Consistency in routine is a critical factor in compounding results. Reflection enhances the effectiveness of incremental action. Regularly reviewing what works, what requires adjustment, and what can be optimized strengthens learning and improves efficiency. Reflection ensures that each step is deliberate, purposeful, and aligned with desired outcomes. Continuous evaluation prevents stagnation and maximizes the long-term value of consistent effort. Persistence in the face of obstacles ensures that compounding continues uninterrupted. Challenges, setbacks, or temporary failures are inevitable, but maintaining daily effort prevents momentum loss. Viewing obstacles as opportunities for adaptation rather than reasons for abandoning progress reinforces resilience and supports sustained accumulation of small wins. Combining multiple small actions amplifies results. Performing complementary tasks that reinforce each other creates synergy, accelerating growth and improvement. Each action builds upon previous efforts, creating a chain reaction that strengthens skills, habits, and outcomes. Thoughtful coordination of small steps enhances the compounding effect exponentially. Maintaining focus on purpose increases motivation to continue small actions. Connecting daily efforts to meaningful long-term goals reinforces commitment and consistency. Understanding why each step matters provides clarity, strengthens resolve, and transforms routine actions into deliberate progress toward personal vision and success. Celebrating incremental achievements nurtures motivation and self-confidence. Recognizing even modest progress validates effort, encourages persistence, and reinforces the habit of taking consistent action. Celebrations, however small, create a positive feedback loop that encourages ongoing effort and strengthens the compounding effect of daily practices. Discipline in execution ensures that small actions translate into meaningful results. Avoiding shortcuts, half-hearted effort, or procrastination guarantees that each effort contributes fully to skill development, learning, or goal attainment. Commitment to quality in daily actions compounds over time into expertise, reliability, and sustained achievement. Learning from each small step enhances future action. Observing outcomes, analyzing effectiveness, and adjusting strategies transforms experience into knowledge. Each completed action provides insight into what works, what can be improved, and how to optimize next steps. This continuous learning strengthens decision-making and accelerates progress over time. Developing patience and long-term vision supports the compounding principle. Understanding that significant achievements are built gradually prevents frustration and impulsive decision-making. Keeping attention on consistent action and long-term outcomes ensures that small efforts are performed with purpose, discipline, and resilience, ultimately producing transformative results. Finally, committing to small actions that compound into success transforms ambition into measurable achievement. By identifying achievable steps, maintaining consistency, focusing on high-impact activities, tracking progress, adapting strategies, and celebrating incremental wins, every effort contributes to cumulative growth. Over time, the persistent application of small, deliberate actions builds skills, strengthens habits, and produces extraordinary results. proving that steady effort, discipline, and intentionality are the foundation of lasting success. Chapter 17. Take care of your body to support your mind. Taking care of your body to support your mind is an essential principle for achieving lasting personal growth, mental clarity, and consistent performance. The body and mind are deeply interconnected, and neglecting physical health inevitably affects cognitive function, emotional stability, and productivity. Prioritizing physical well-being is not just about appearance or fitness, it is about creating the foundation for resilience, focus, and energy that fuels every action you take. Strengthening your body enhances concentration, stabilizes mood, and equips you to face challenges with sustained determination. The first step in supporting your mind through physical care is establishing a routine of consistent movement. Exercise improves circulation, oxygenates the brain, and enhances the production of neurochemicals that regulate mood, focus, and motivation. Whether through walking, strength training, stretching, or cardiovascular activity, engaging the body daily provides both immediate and long-term benefits for mental performance. Small, consistent sessions are more impactful than sporadic, intense workouts, as habit formation reinforces regularity and long-lasting gains. Nutrition plays a crucial role in linking body health to mental clarity. Consuming balanced meals with adequate protein, healthy fats, and essential vitamins supports cognitive function and overall energy levels. Avoiding processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats reduces inflammation, stabilizes energy, and prevents mental fatigue. Proper hydration is equally important, as even mild dehydration can impair focus, memory, and problem-solving ability. Paying attention to what you fuel your body with ensures that your mind has the resources it needs to function optimally. Quality sleep is foundational to both physical and mental health. The brain requires restorative rest to consolidate memories, process information, and regulate emotions. Lack of sleep impairs judgment, reduces motivation, and diminishes resilience to stress. Establishing a consistent sleep schedule, creating an environment conducive to rest, and limiting stimulating activities before bedtime are practical steps to enhance cognitive performance. Prioritizing sleep is not a luxury, it is a necessity for sustainable growth and effectiveness in daily life. Stress management is another critical factor, linking body care to mental strength. Chronic stress negatively affects physical health, disrupts hormonal balance, and undermines mental clarity. Incorporating practices such as deep breathing, meditation, yoga, or mindful relaxation supports both the body and the mind. These techniques reduce tension, improve emotional regulation, and enhance cognitive focus. Developing strategies to manage stress proactively ensures that physical well-being translates into sustained mental resilience. Maintaining flexibility and mobility prevents physical stiffness that can impair overall function and indirectly affect mental performance. Regular stretching, movement breaks, and ergonomic adjustments in daily routines reduce discomfort and improve circulation. When the body feels agile and unrestricted, the mind experiences less distraction and can maintain sustained concentration on tasks that matter. Physical freedom contributes to mental ease, supporting productivity and clarity. Moderation in habits and lifestyle choices protects long-term well-being. Avoiding excessive alcohol, minimizing exposure to toxins, and refraining from harmful substances preserve both physical and cognitive capabilities. Balancing activity, rest, and nutrition creates harmony that nurtures sustained energy, sharp thinking, and emotional stability. Practicing moderation builds a foundation for continuous improvement and consistent performance. Engaging in outdoor activities benefits both body and mind. Exposure to natural light, fresh air, and open spaces improves mood, reduces stress, and enhances cognitive function. Activities like walking in nature, jogging, or simply spending time outdoors stimulate the senses and provide mental rejuvenation. Physical activity in natural environments fosters clarity, creativity, and emotional equilibrium. Consistency in routine strengthens the connection between body care and mental performance. Establishing daily practices for movement, nutrition, hydration, and rest ensures that energy levels remain stable, focus is maintained, and mental resilience is reinforced. Small, repeated actions compound over time to create a robust foundation for both physical and cognitive growth. Monitoring physical health through regular checkups and self-assessment supports long-term performance. Tracking weight, blood pressure, heart rate, and other indicators helps identify potential issues before they become significant problems. Awareness of physical condition allows timely adjustments in diet, exercise, and lifestyle, preserving mental sharpness and overall functionality. Proactive health management reinforces the mind-body connection and preventable setbacks. Strengthening the immune system directly supports mental stamina. Proper nutrition, adequate sleep, and regular physical activity enhance the body's ability to resist illness, reduce fatigue, and maintain clarity. A strong immune system reduces the risk of interruptions to routine, allowing consistent focus and progress toward goals. Physical resilience creates mental stability and sustained energy for growth. Posture and body mechanics influence mental alertness and energy. Maintaining correct alignment while sitting, standing, or performing tasks reduces fatigue, prevents injury, and supports effective breathing. Improved posture contributes to confidence, focus, and productivity. Being mindful of body mechanics ensures that energy is efficiently directed toward meaningful action rather than wasted on physical strain. Mindful eating reinforces the connection between body and mind. Paying attention to hunger cues, eating slowly, and savoring meals supports digestion, nutrient absorption, and emotional satisfaction. Mindful eating reduces overeating, prevents energy crashes, and encourages deliberate choices that enhance both physical health and mental performance. Nutrition becomes a tool for sustaining focus, mood, and motivation. Physical activity enhances mental agility and creativity. Exercise stimulates blood flow to the brain, improves memory, and encourages problem-solving skills. Engaging in consistent movement increases mental flexibility, sharpens decision-making, and boosts cognitive endurance. Incorporating activity into daily routines is an investment in both immediate mental clarity and long-term brain health. Recovery and rest periods are essential for integrating physical effort into sustained mental support. Overtraining or neglecting recovery leads to fatigue, reduced concentration, and impaired decision-making. Scheduling downtime, allowing muscles and the nervous system to rejuvenate, and practicing relaxation techniques reinforce both physical and cognitive performance. Recovery ensures that effort translates into sustainable growth rather than temporary gains followed by depletion. Integrating physical and mental practices maximizes results. Combining movement, nutrition, mindfulness, and structured rest strengthens the synergy between body and mind. Physical vitality supports clear thinking, emotional stability, and consistent productivity, creating a feedback loop that accelerates personal development. Attending to both aspects simultaneously amplifies the impact of each effort. Accountability and self-monitoring reinforce the habit of caring for the body. Tracking exercise routines, nutrition, sleep, and wellness indicators maintains awareness and ensures consistency. Setting small, measurable goals for physical well-being strengthens motivation and provides tangible evidence of progress. Accountability supports the development of habits that sustain both body and mind over time. Adapting lifestyle practices to individual needs ensures that body care remains effective. Recognizing personal limitations, preferences, and health considerations allows for sustainable routines. Tailoring exercise, diet, and recovery strategies optimizes both physical and mental outcomes. Individualized approaches ensure that consistency is achievable and results are meaningful. Finally, taking care of the body to support the mind is an ongoing, deliberate commitment that underpins all other aspects of personal growth. By establishing consistent movement, nourishing nutrition, adequate rest, stress management, and mindful recovery, you create a foundation for mental clarity, resilience, and sustained performance. Physical care is not secondary to ambition. It is the essential support system that empowers consistent action, sharp decision-making, and long-term achievement. Prioritizing the body strengthens the mind, allowing every effort toward improvement to be executed with energy, focus, and enduring effectiveness. Chapter 18. Learn from failure and use it to grow stronger. Learning from failure and using it to grow stronger is one of the most important skills for anyone committed to personal development and meaningful achievement. Failure is not a reflection of inadequacy, but an opportunity to gain insight, refine strategies, and develop resilience. Every experience that does not go as planned provides valuable information about limitations, choices, and areas requiring improvement. Approaching failure with intention and clarity transforms what might feel like a setback into a powerful catalyst for growth and long-term success. The first step in learning from failure is accepting it honestly, without denial or excuse. Acknowledging what went wrong allows clear evaluation and prevents repetition of mistakes. Avoiding blame or justification ensures that attention is focused on understanding rather than defending. Honest acceptance creates a foundation for constructive reflection, enabling the extraction of lessons that directly inform future decisions. Analyzing failure systematically provides clarity and actionable insight. Breaking down what happened, identifying the contributing factors, and examining decisions, actions, and external influences reveals patterns that can be improved. This methodical approach prevents vague generalizations and ensures that specific, meaningful lessons are captured. Understanding failure in detail equips you to make informed adjustments and refine strategies. Shifting perspective on failure enhances learning potential. Viewing failure as temporary and informative rather than permanent or catastrophic fosters resilience. A mindset that treats mistakes as opportunity encourages experimentation, risk-taking, and continuous improvement. Changing perception reduces fear and motivates proactive engagement in challenges rather than avoidance. Reflecting on emotional reactions strengthens growth from failure. Feelings such as disappointment, frustration, or regret are natural, but can cloud judgment if not addressed. Observing emotions objectively, identifying triggers, and regulating responses prevents them from interfering with constructive analysis. Emotional awareness turns setbacks into lessons rather than sources of discouragement, increasing the ability to respond effectively. Documenting experiences amplifies the value of learning from failure. Writing down what went wrong, what was learned, and what could be done differently creates a reference for future challenges. This record allows patterns to emerge, reinforces accountability, and provides guidance for navigating similar situations. Documentation converts isolated failures into a systematic tool for improvement. Experimentation is an essential element of learning from failure. After analyzing setbacks, applying new strategies in controlled, deliberate ways tests assumptions and reinforces learning. Adjusting actions based on results allows continuous adaptation and improvement. Iterative experimentation transforms previous mistakes into stepping stones for progress, cultivating confidence and skill over time. Seeking feedback enhances understanding of failure. Input from mentors, peers, or experts provides perspectives that may be overlooked in self-analysis. Constructive criticism identifies blind spots and suggests alternative approaches that strengthen future performance. Engaging others in reflection ensures that lessons are comprehensive and actionable, deepening the learning process. Failure teaches the importance of preparation and planning. Examining what could have been done differently, whether in strategy, timing, or resources, highlights areas for improvement. Preparing thoroughly for future efforts reduces the likelihood of repeating the same mistakes, while reinforcing the link between careful planning and successful outcomes. Resilience grows through repeated encounters with failure. Each challenge met and analyzed strengthens the ability to withstand setbacks, recover quickly, and maintain progress. Experiencing failure without giving up develops endurance, patience, and confidence in one's capacity to overcome adversity. Resilient individuals transform obstacles into opportunities to refine skills and character. Adopting a problem-solving approach accelerates growth from failure. Rather than dwelling on what went wrong, focus on identifying solutions and alternative paths. Determining actionable next steps turns analysis into practical application. Constructive problem-solving ensures that failure generates forward momentum rather than stagnation or discouragement. Learning from failure encourages humility and adaptability. Recognizing that mistakes are natural fosters openness to new ideas, willingness to adjust, and acceptance of guidance. Humility reduces defensiveness and enhances receptivity to lessons, making future actions more effective. Adaptability allows strategies to evolve, ensuring progress continues despite challenges. Tracking patterns of failure reveals insights into personal habits and decision-making tendencies. Observing recurring issues or choices that lead to setbacks highlights areas for targeted development. Pattern recognition enables preventive measures and strategic adjustments, reducing the risk of repeating similar errors. Awareness of tendencies strengthens self-management and intentional action. Turning failure into motivation accelerates improvement. Using the energy from disappointment to fuel focused effort generates determination and perseverance. Channeling frustration into actionable steps reinforces accountability and maintains momentum. Motivation derived from past setbacks strengthens commitment and drives disciplined, consistent progress. Celebrating lessons learned from failure reinforces positive growth. Recognizing the value of insight gained transforms negative experiences into achievements in understanding and capability. Emphasizing progress rather than defeat encourages a mindset focused on continuous improvement and personal development. Consistency in applying lessons from failure ensures that growth is cumulative. Incorporating new approaches, improved strategies, and refined habits into daily practice solidifies learning. Repeated application reinforces competence, reduces errors, and gradually strengthens overall performance. Consistency converts isolated experiences into durable skills and behaviors. Practicing patience enhances learning from failure. Progress often occurs gradually, and immediate results may not be apparent. Allowing time for reflection, adaptation, and implementation ensures that lessons are fully integrated. Patience ensures that failure becomes a sustainable source of growth rather than a fleeting or discouraging event. Balancing self-compassion with accountability fosters productive growth. Recognizing that mistakes are part of the learning process prevents excessive self-criticism while maintaining responsibility for actions. This balance supports emotional resilience, encourages corrective effort, and strengthens confidence in the ability to overcome setbacks. Visualization of improved outcomes after failure reinforces constructive change. Imagining success achieved through adapted strategies creates focus, motivation, and clarity. Visualization bridges reflection with actionable planning, providing mental preparation for future challenges and strengthening determination to apply lessons effectively. Finally, learning from failure and using it to grow stronger transforms setbacks into powerful tools for advancement. By accepting responsibility, analyzing outcomes, regulating emotions, seeking feedback, experimenting, and applying lessons consistently, failure becomes a catalyst for resilience, skill development, and long-term success. Approaching mistakes with honesty, reflection, and deliberate action ensures that every challenge strengthens capability, confidence, and the ability to achieve meaningful goals. Each failure becomes an opportunity to refine judgment, improve strategies, and move forward with greater clarity and strength. Chapter 19. Visualize outcomes and take steps to achieve them. Visualizing outcomes and taking steps to achieve them is a critical practice for turning ambition into reality and creating tangible results. The process begins with clarity, understanding exactly what you want to accomplish and imagining it in precise detail. Visualization is more than wishful thinking. It is a deliberate act of mentally rehearsing success, which prepares the mind to recognize opportunities, make decisions aligned with goals, and take consistent action toward desired results. Imagining the desired outcome primes the brain for performance and strengthens focus, motivation, and persistence, making the path to achievement more attainable. The first step is to define outcomes with specificity. Vague goals lack the structure needed to guide action effectively. Determining exactly what success looks like, including measurable benchmarks and observable results, provides a clear mental image that the mind can work toward. When objectives are tangible, the brain can create strategies, prioritize actions, and maintain focus even in the face of obstacles. Clarity transforms abstract dreams into actionable targets. Creating a vivid mental picture engages both cognitive and emotional faculties. Visualizing not only the end result, but also the process of achieving it, strengthens motivation and reinforces belief in success. Including sensory details such as sights, sounds, and feelings associated with reaching your goal enhances the realism of the experience. Mental rehearsal of actions, reactions, and outcomes prepares the mind to respond effectively when real-world situations arise, increasing confidence and reducing hesitation. Breaking outcomes into actionable steps transforms visualization into practical progress. Each mental image should be accompanied by a clear plan of incremental tasks that move you closer to the desired result. Concrete actions, no matter how small, bridge the gap between imagination and reality. Planning step by step ensures that visualization becomes a guide for consistent effort rather than a passive exercise. Consistency in visualization strengthens the connection between mental imagery and behavior. Practicing regularly, whether through dedicated sessions or brief daily reflections, keeps goals at the forefront of attention. Frequent reinforcement builds familiarity with the desired outcome, enhancing readiness and reducing fear or uncertainty. Consistent visualization maintains momentum and aligns daily decisions with long-term objectives. Aligning visualization with measurable action creates accountability and tangible progress. Every imagined scenario should prompt real-world steps that reflect the mental rehearsal. Tracking these actions ensures that effort is directed effectively and that progress is visible. Monitoring results provides feedback for adjusting strategies, reinforcing the link between planning, visualization, and achievement. Using obstacles as part of visualization prepares the mind for challenges. Anticipating potential setbacks, imagining solutions and rehearsing responses reduces anxiety and strengthens problem-solving skills. Considering obstacles in advance ensures that mental preparation is realistic and equips you to navigate difficulties with composure and determination. This proactive approach strengthens resilience and maintains focus on outcomes. Belief in the possibility of achieving visualized outcomes is essential. Confidence and conviction reinforce persistence and creativity in overcoming challenges. Doubt can undermine effort and dilute focus, while a strong belief in capability increases motivation and consistency. Trusting in the process and in personal ability transforms visualization from a mental exercise into a guiding force for action. Integration of visualization with emotional motivation enhances its effectiveness. Connecting desired outcomes to personal values, purpose, and meaningful aspirations strengthens commitment. Emotions act as fuel for consistent effort, ensuring that visualization is not only cognitive but also motivational. Linking success to deeper significance reinforces discipline and persistence in the pursuit of objectives. Regular reflection on progress reinforces learning and adaptation. Visualizing outcomes should be accompanied by honest assessment of steps taken, results achieved, and areas requiring improvement. Reflection ensures that mental rehearsal remains grounded in reality and directs attention toward effective strategies. Evaluating progress promotes growth, adjustment, and the refinement of approaches over time. Visualization works best when paired with deliberate, repeated practice of related skills. Mentally imagining performance must be complemented by skill development, preparation, and practical application. Practicing the behaviors and techniques required to achieve the visualized outcome increases readiness, reduces errors, and strengthens confidence in execution. Mental preparation and practical effort together create reliable pathways to success. Creating a detailed action timeline translates visualization into structured progress. Establishing milestones, deadlines, and measurable indicators allows focus to remain steady and ensures that each step contributes meaningfully to the final objective. Time-bound planning transforms mental imagery into disciplined execution, preventing procrastination and fostering momentum. Accountability reinforces the power of visualization. Sharing goals and progress with mentors, peers, or supportive communities strengthens commitment and maintains consistent effort. External reinforcement increases the likelihood that imagined outcomes translate into real achievements by encouraging responsibility and follow-through. Adjusting visualized outcomes based on experience ensures continued relevance and effectiveness. Feedback from real-world efforts should inform mental imagery, refining goals and strategies. Flexibility in adapting visualization maintains focus on achievable results and prevents stagnation, ensuring that effort remains directed toward meaningful, attainable success. Combining visualization with strategic prioritization amplifies results. Identifying high-impact actions that bring you closer to desired outcomes ensures that effort is efficient and productive. Focused application of resources, time, and energy on steps that matter maximizes the compounding effect of visualization and deliberate practice. Visualization also strengthens resilience in the face of setbacks. Mentally rehearsing persistence, recovery, and continued effort equips the mind to handle disappointment or delay. Anticipating challenges in the mental rehearsal stage reduces fear and enhances capacity to maintain focus and determination when obstacles appear. Celebrating progress during the visualization process reinforces motivation. Acknowledging small wins, recognizing improvement, and reinforcing mental images of success strengthen commitment and self-belief. Positive reinforcement encourages continued action and maintains alignment between imagination and effort. Integration of mindfulness with visualization enhances clarity and focus. Being fully present while imagining outcomes ensures that mental rehearsal is deliberate, detailed, and grounded in reality. Mindfulness prevents distraction, strengthens concentration, and improves the quality of both planning and execution. Finally, visualizing outcomes and taking steps to achieve them transforms aspiration into consistent action and tangible results. By clearly defining desired outcomes, mentally rehearsing success, breaking goals into actionable steps, maintaining consistency, embracing challenges, and reflecting on progress, mental imagery becomes a tool for deliberate growth. Visualization, when combined with disciplined effort, skill development, and strategic planning, provides a roadmap for success that transforms intention into achievement. Every step taken toward the imagined result strengthens confidence, focus, and momentum, proving that deliberate mental preparation paired with purposeful action is one of the most effective ways to achieve meaningful goals. Chapter 20. Inspire yourself daily through reflection and purposeful action. Inspiring yourself daily through reflection and purposeful action is a practice that transforms ordinary routines into a continuous source of growth, motivation, and personal fulfillment. Every day presents opportunities to evaluate progress, realign priorities, and take deliberate steps toward improvement. Reflection allows you to pause, assess your choices, and identify areas for adjustment, while purposeful action ensures that insight is translated into tangible results. Combining both elements creates a cycle of continuous improvement that strengthens resilience, sharpens focus, and reinforces commitment to personal development. The first step in daily self-inspiration is establishing a consistent reflection practice. Setting aside time each day to review achievements, challenges, and decisions provides clarity and perspective. Reflection is not about judgment or self-criticism. It is about understanding patterns, learning from experience, and identifying opportunities for growth. By dedicating even a few minutes each day to honest evaluation, you gain insight into what is working, what needs adjustment, and how to maintain momentum in pursuit of meaningful goals. Identifying successes, no matter how small, fosters a sense of progress and motivation. Recognizing accomplishments reinforces confidence and reminds you that consistent effort produces tangible results. Celebrating incremental achievements encourages persistence and strengthens the belief that continued action leads to larger outcomes. Acknowledging progress fuels energy, focus, and the desire to keep moving forward. Reflection also involves evaluating mistakes and setbacks objectively, analyzing what went wrong, why it happened, and what can be done differently, transforms failures into learning opportunities. Honest self-assessment highlights patterns, gaps, or habits that may be hindering progress. By viewing setbacks as informative rather than discouraging, you cultivate resilience, adaptability, and the ability to approach future challenges with greater clarity and strategy. Purposeful action is the essential complement to reflection. Insights gained from evaluation remain theoretical unless translated into deliberate steps that move you closer to your goals. Purposeful action requires planning, prioritization, and execution with intention. Every decision and effort should align with objectives, values, and long-term aspirations, ensuring that energy is directed toward meaningful outcomes rather than wasted on distraction or indecision. Creating a daily routine that integrates reflection with action reinforces consistency and focus. Starting the day with intention setting allows you to define priorities, outline tasks, and approach challenges with clarity. Ending the day with review and assessment consolidates learning and informs adjustments for the following day. This structure transforms daily activity into a deliberate practice of growth, motivation, and self-improvement. Connecting reflection to personal values deepens inspiration. Evaluating choices in the context of what truly matters reinforces purpose and strengthens commitment. Understanding why actions are important and how they contribute to larger goals ensures that effort remains meaningful, energizing, and aligned with long-term aspirations. Values-driven reflection creates a sense of direction and sustains motivation even in the face of difficulty. Incorporating gratitude into daily reflection enhances mental resilience and positivity. Recognizing the people, experiences, and resources that contribute to progress encourages perspective and emotional balance. Gratitude shifts focus from limitations or challenges to opportunities and strengths, creating a foundation for purposeful action that is confident, optimistic, and forward-moving. Breaking long-term goals into manageable daily actions ensures that reflection informs practical steps. Identifying achievable tasks creates momentum, reduces overwhelm, and makes progress visible. Focusing on what can be done today reinforces accountability, encourages discipline, and strengthens the habit of intentional effort. Small, consistent actions compound over time, turning reflection into measurable advancement. Maintaining a growth mindset amplifies the impact of reflection and purposeful action. Embracing challenges, valuing learning, and viewing setbacks as temporary ensures that insight translates into improvement. A mindset oriented toward development encourages experimentation, resilience, and adaptability, enabling you to continuously refine strategies and expand capabilities. Self-inspiration is strengthened by surrounding yourself with constructive influences. Engaging with individuals who model discipline, wisdom, and consistent action provides motivation, perspective, and support. Observing others' approaches and integrating lessons learned reinforces reflection and informs purposeful steps, creating a network that amplifies growth. Tracking progress over time provides concrete evidence of improvement and reinforces self-motivation. Recording achievements, lessons learned, and milestones allows you to visualize growth and evaluate the effectiveness of strategies. Monitoring progress maintains focus, ensures accountability, and encourages continual refinement of both reflection practices and daily actions. Reflection enhances problem-solving by revealing patterns and generating insight. Understanding recurring challenges, decision-making tendencies, and behavioral outcomes equips you to develop more effective strategies. Purposeful action guided by this insight improves efficiency, reduces errors, and strengthens the likelihood of success. Reflection transforms experience into a practical guide for smarter, more intentional effort. Daily inspiration is sustained through setting clear intentions, defining what you aim to achieve each day, why it matters, and how it connects to broader goals, provides direction and focus. Intentions act as a compass, guiding choices, prioritizing effort, and aligning actions with personal growth objectives. Clarity of purpose ensures that energy is channeled toward meaningful progress rather than scattered or reactive activity. Incorporating mindfulness into reflection heightens awareness and presence. Being fully attentive to experiences, decisions, actions enhances understanding, emotional regulation, and focus. Mindful reflection deepens insight, strengthens self-awareness, and ensures that purposeful action is deliberate, thoughtful, and effective. Awareness enhances motivation and reinforces alignment between daily effort and long-term goals. Adapting strategies based on reflection ensures continued progress. Flexibility allows you to respond effectively to changing circumstances, obstacles, or new opportunities. Adjusting actions based on insight maintains relevance, effectiveness, and forward momentum, ensuring that daily effort consistently contributes to meaningful outcomes. Inspiring yourself daily requires persistence and consistency. Reflection and purposeful action are habits that compound over time, reinforcing growth, motivation, and confidence. Consistently engaging in this practice strengthens resilience, sharpens focus, and ensures that incremental progress accumulates into significant achievement. Daily dedication transforms intention into reality. Balancing self-compassion with accountability enhances sustainable motivation. Recognizing effort and progress while maintaining responsibility for outcomes supports emotional resilience and continuous improvement. Encouraging yourself without excusing inaction creates a productive mindset that blends motivation with discipline. Finally, inspiring yourself daily through reflection and purposeful action cultivates a life of intentional growth, resilience, and achievement. By dedicating time to assess progress, learn from experience, align actions with values, and take deliberate steps toward goals, you create a feedback loop that sustains motivation, sharpens focus, and strengthens capability. Each day becomes an opportunity to reinforce purpose, enhance discipline, and move closer to meaningful outcomes. Consistent reflection and action transform potential into performance, challenges into insight, and effort into lasting success, ensuring that personal development is both deliberate and enduring.